What is up, early birds? Thank you all for being here. It's time to start the pre-show. Can I get a let's go? Let's go. We'll be right back. 30 minutes. We'll get this bad boy started. Got a great show planned. I just got back from vacation. I'm fulfilled. I'm happy. The coffee is full and hot. Kind people are my kind of people. People like you. Love you guys. Glad to be back. Here we go.
Echo 3 to Echo 7. On nobody 3.
Echo Station 3TA.
Spotted Imperial Walker.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Echo Station 3TA.
Spotted Imperial Walker.
Welcome back to Echo Base Network, guys. I'm Nicholas Glenn. Coach is on a break tonight, but I wanted to put this video together for you guys, well, especially for all the new subs that we've gotten here recently. So this mashup is 4 different videos that we've produced on Luke Skywalker, and we want to try to keep this moment alive of the return of Luke Skywalker and not let it just fade into nothing, and keep that message of unity behind the return of Luke Skywalker and the direction that John and Dave are taking the Star Wars franchise. So all 4 of these videos combined create the ultimate Luke Skywalker Return mashup video. Some of you guys might have seen some of these. Some of you guys might not have seen some of these videos that are in here. But sit back and enjoy the show. And as Coach always says, we are, you are, Echo Base Network. Until the next one, we'll see y'all later.
There was a huge moment. Luke Skywalker, one of the most iconic heroes in history, Mark Hamill making a comeback in the season finale there. What went into that decision? There was a risk in doing that, and how did you keep that under wraps?
It was very tricky.
Oh my gosh!
Bro.
Oh my goodness.
It's in black and white, you can't tell. Oh!
It's excellent. Who could be on X-Wing? I just thought about it. Oh my god, could it be Luke?
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
I'm scared. Yes! No way! Yes!
And it definitely is Luke.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is this happening? Is this happening? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is this happening? Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
Luke Skywalker.
is it? It's Luke! Oh my god, I'm gonna...
I want to be like Mike Zero when I grow up.
It's just so cool. Wow.
Oh, please, it's not gonna happen. Don't tell me it's gonna happen.
It's Luke, my god!
It is!
We're about to become part of the phenomena of Star Wars. In a few minutes, you'll see a movie that's become more than just a movie. For 7 years now, it's been part of my life, and the saga it's given birth to has touched the lives of millions of others. It has a magic, Star Wars. But that magic doesn't lie only in its brilliant special effects. Its power derives from its spirit of romance and adventure. It's like the movies and cliffhanging serials of the past. It's an exciting and very special fantasy. And when it came out, the world went instantly Star Wars crazy.
I'm gonna need a minute.
Crazy.
You know, so many people ask me about Sir Alec Guinness. I guess the two most often questions are Sir Alec and the robots. And there's a wonderful story that kind of tells you about both of them.
I heard your story on Twitter. And just this morning, my daughter Chelsea was showing me the video of you with your R2-D2 arm. Oh man, that is fantastic. Wow.
Cody, still a man of few words, but 2 words roll right off his tongue.
Who did you want to meet?
Mark Hamill.
Make-A-Wish made it happen.
Skywalker. Hi.
How are ya?
Hi.
This whole thing. Yeah. Do you get that when you walk down the street in New York? Hey, Luke!
All the time. Hey, Luke, how you doing, man? He never looks so good.
can always see Lucas.
We are UR Echo Base Network. I am the coach. Today we're looking at everything that's happening in Star Wars today. All of the fallout. Everything that has happened since the return of Luke Skywalker. I'm going to bring in my partner here at Echo Base Network, none other than Nick. Nick, how are you doing, man?
Good. Ready to get into this.
Absolutely. Well, Nick and I have prepared a video that tells the story of everything that's happened, and we think it's very impactful. It's a message that we want to send to you guys, and it's a message that I think the fandom will want to send to Disney. So without further ado, here is the video that we're going to play. It's the ultimate message to Disney, and then Nick and I will be back momentarily to discuss.
That the perfect person to take over the company was Kathy. It's just such a perfect fit. And I felt that I really wanted to put the company somewhere in a larger entity which would protect it.
Fade in.
Before the dark times, before the Empire.
Deixe, passa, deixe, passa, deixe, passa, deixe, passa.
Feel the bass.
Well, here we go with your Saturday night Star Wars and entertainment show. Man, I feel like out of practice, guys. I feel like I have not led a stream or done anything. Like it's just weird, and I know that I have. What what's going on here? Like I've been on a little vacation with my wife. Just got back today. Little life update. Went to the gym. I've been to the gym every day for the past 3 weeks, and it's going really well. I am very deep down under all this stuff. There's an athlete down there somewhere. And I'm working on bringing him back. So, but yeah, it's just no, Risman, don't highlight that, Risman. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, everybody, is that Coach? What? Where's? Look, and I'm just going to tell you. Okay, I saw this in a comment the other day on one of my videos. My hairline is not receding. It's not receding. My forehead is growing. Hang on, hang on. You know what? You know what I got to do here. My hairline is not receding. My forehead is growing. You're welcome. You're welcome. Where could you get entertainment like that? But here at your Echo Base Network. Thank you guys so much. Oh wow. But why do I even like do this? Like where did that go? Yeah, look at this. Look. Look. I'm not Alvin, I'm Theodore, right? Whatever. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We got a jam-packed show. Nick is late as normal, but but he will be here barring the second coming, electricity going out, a hurricane, anything could happen in Nick's world, but he says he will be here in just a moment. Um, anyways, that's what he texted me. So he will be here, and we're gonna have some fun tonight. So welcome to our weekly Saturday night Star Wars entertainment show that we call Echo Base Network Live. You guys know the drill. You hear this every weekend. Thank you for our members, our subscribers, and especially all of our guests who are here with us tonight. Maybe you're seeing your very first live stream here on the channel. Maybe you're from Echo Base Entertainment. So thank you so much for being here. Tonight's agenda, we're going to discuss Star Wars news and entertainment of the week while hanging out with you, the best Star Wars community on YouTube, bar none. That's 100% guaranteed. I am bypassing all minor topics tonight. We didn't do a chill stream on Thursday because I was out of town and Nick was unable to do it. And we feel like, we've been abusing Risman and Nikki, who've been basically running the whole place. So thank you, big thank you to Matt Risman and Nikki for everything that you guys have done. And I look forward to catching up with the two of you in the near future. Might as well catch up with one of you now.
You're welcome. Bye.
Oh, well, thank you. Anyways, Mr. Producer Man just takes over the show when he wants to, right? Let's see. So I am bypassing the minor topics. He is angry about that because he did a really good job helping plan tonight's show. And I greatly appreciate him for doing that. I couldn't do it this time. I really needed Risman's help like more than ever tonight because I didn't get back till 3 hours ago, and I went to the gym, and I finally got to eat dinner like 45 minutes ago, like when the pre-show was starting. I was getting messages on my phone like, "Are you having a show tonight? I don't see." And I'm like, "Yes, we are. Like, it's coming." I apologize. So everything is normal. Situation normal. We're all clear here. How are you? So we are going to be hitting a lot of major topics tonight, not just Star Wars topics, some other topics, a little gaming topic as well that I am really excited about. Some of you know exactly what that is already. Currently, we have no plans for post stream tonight. One of the things that we do like to do on the regular with all of our members is to have a pop in stream or a watch party. Um, we'll see. I'm not sure what exactly, if anything, is going to go on tonight, but we will definitely be doing that very soon, especially as the summer is here. So the summer of EBN starts now. Now that I'm back from my little mini vacation, we are ready to roll. I've also been getting out plenty of content over on my personal channel, Coach's Archives. So go and check that out. I've got some Star Trek updates, some X-Men updates, and Aliens updates, and other things that might interest you that is not Star Wars. So go and check that out as well. Again, it's Coach's Archives. We're going to continue our mission here at Echo Base Network to hold Lucasfilm accountable. And that's one of the things that we're going to do tonight as we are discussing some of this news that you are going to see. And as always, guys, we want to know what you think about all of these things. Some of the things that we say tonight, you may disagree with, and that's totally okay. That is, you guys know, no echo chamber here. We want authenticity. We beg for authenticity. We live for it. That's what our channel is about. We're going to give you our authentic feelings and thoughts. We want you to do the same. And I love the conversation, especially when it's a different perspectives and different points of view. So as always, guys, there are 4 different ways that you can support us here on the channel, and we greatly appreciate that. And that's how out of practice I am, because I can't even find this. 4 ways to support the channel. You can join us here on our membership. We got 4 different levels currently here at Echo Base Network, and Nick is the membership manager. He does a good job most of the time with our channel memberships. We offer different types of perks, and thank you guys so much for even considering. And if you were one of the 15 new members tonight from the gifted memberships, go check out those perks, see what we got going on, and maybe you'll stick around and become a monthly member, and we would greatly appreciate that. Patreon, we're about to get cranked back up on this week, actually. It is coming. So much more coming on Patreon in store, so get ready for that. Over 100 Star Wars shirts in our merch store, and any and all super chats, greatly appreciate. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Now, speaking of super chats, before we get to our main topics tonight, got to show my appreciation for these folks and their support of the channel. You guys go above and beyond, and we couldn't do what we do without you. We love you guys. Like, Saturday night is such a special time. I love making videos. I really do. I love making videos and trying to make them enjoyable and high production and all. And I love it. I love it. I love it. But there's not the two-way dialogue there, and nothing is better than a live stream with you guys. Nothing is better. This is dessert. This is the highlight of the meal right here for me. Spoken like a true fat man right there. Dessert. Okay. Bobby F65, my man, Rogue Sarge, with a $19.99 super chat. Hello to everyone at Echo Base Network. Bobby is always sending us a very awesome, very giving super chat right here at the very beginning of the stream. And you're a giver, my friend. We love you. Thank you so much for all of your support, man. We could not do it without you. Felix Quiros with a $10 super chat. Let's go EBN. Luke Skywalker is the GOAT. Brr. Pass on what you have learned, said Yoda to Luke. The Force is with him, the real hero of the Star Wars saga. We are, you are, EBN, Coach and Nick rock. I got to tell you, Felix, you know this. Felix and I have this Luke Skywalker connection. Started with Ken Flint's book, which I actually found in my travel backpack in one of my side pockets, one of the autographed nameplates that Kenneth Flint sent me. It said, "To Coach at EBN, may the force be with you, Ken C. Flint," with the date on it. And I'm like, yes. I gave away my last book, Heart of the Jedi, and that's okay. I will get it again. I'm going to find somebody on eBay one day, and I'm going to get the book again. I promised one of our members, former members, that I would get him a book, and I completely forgot about it, and I gave them all away because Ken Flint sent me 10 books to give away. And these books were selling for $200 a piece at the time, guys. Then that wasn't asking price. They were legit selling for $200 a piece because we craved that and we supported that kind of Star Wars. You know, Ken Flint's Star Wars story was so incredible, and it was all in the news, and we were fortunate enough to get Ken Flint here. I called his son. His son is a school librarian. I tracked him down like the detective that I am not, and I got him. I got Ken Flint on the show, and it was incredible hearing this man's story. Well, he sent us all these books to give away, and I kept one for myself, and then I promised. So I true to my word, I sent that as well because you are more than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to do right by you. So that was awesome. But thank you, Felix, for that. Jedi Master Lawrence with a $2 super chat. So about Black Aragon for Magic the Gathering, big boo-boo? You know, so Erica, I heard about that. And I saw my buddy Ryan Kennel and other people posting videos about that, but I don't know anything. I did see the card. I will tell you that. I did see the MTG card with Aragorn as a black man. You know, I am not a proponent of changing race or genders. I just, especially when it comes to main characters, and as a white man, it goes either direction. Okay, I'm not saying it. I don't like it when they take his whiteness away. No. If Air, the movie Air about Michael Jordan had come out, and they had cast me as Michael Jordan, people would rightfully have a problem with that, and I get it because I shouldn't be. So I say stay true to what it is, and don't change it. So anyways, to change it, it makes me think there's something else going on that's more important than the storytelling. You know? So be who you are, because if you ain't who you are, you is who you ain't. You might have to replay that in slow-mo. I don't know, but good luck with that. Aurora Uplinks with a $5 super chat. Star Wars idea. Han Solo goes into the corporate sector to do a mission for a Black Sun lieutenant. In turn, they will give the Alliance an Imperial cruiser. I think that would be dope, Aurora. That sounds like a great solo story, one that might actually be interesting. I think you might be onto something there. Write that. Let's get it published. Let's go. You got this, my man. We have a new member here on the channel. His name is Jeremy Turner. Hello, Jeremy Turner. He is our newest Echo Base Network member. He is a Jedi Knight. So, Jeremy, thank you so much for joining our family here at Echo Base Network. Nothing pleases us more than that, man. Welcome aboard. You are Echo Base Network. This video is for you, Jeremy. Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. So these things are not highlighted, but I want to mention them now out of fear of forgetting them because they're not highlighted. And I see them now. Donna Hergenrither, Debbie Young, and Red Tigress have all gifted 5 Echo Base Network memberships apiece. Thank you, ladies, so much for that. That is a mighty, mighty gift. So, to the 15 people who had, minus Nick, because Nick got a membership. So forget him. So he's giving me the thumbs up in the background. To the 14 people who are new to us, welcome aboard and thank you. If you want to know how you got that membership, it was from Donna Hergenrether, Debbie Young, and Red Tigress. We love our ladies. Thank you, girls. Scott Westbrook sends in a $5 super chat. X-Wing, X-Wing, X-Wing. It's all the emojis. Member emojis. Scott Westbrook spamming them in a super chat. That's freaking awesome. So that is awesome. Awesome. Morris with a $49.99 super sticker. It is a bird jumping around, waving flags. It's a giant bird around a city. It is awesome. And that is a huge super chat and big support there, Morris. Thank you so much. You guys know what we do with the big, huge things like that. Got to do it for him. Morris, thank you, man. Wow. And the most consistent man on YouTube, Graph Web, with a $2 super chat, hashtag cancel Disney Plus. So thank you so much, Graph Web, for sending that in. The White Snake, Becky Seelinger, sends in a $10 super chat, but there's no message, Becky. So if you will type your message in chat, I will be looking for it. Risman will be looking for it, and we will throw it up on the board so we can see what it is that you meant to say. And you don't have to send another super chat in. Just go ahead and do it in the regular chat, and we will highlight it, ma'am. And Debbie Young with a $4.99 super chat, rewatching remake of Dune on Patreon with you, Coach, and loving it. You look marvelous. What a great time Nashville was. Yeah, I'm really looking forward already to our next Echo Base Network membership, or not membership, but our next EBN meetup next year at Icon. We don't know when it's going to be, but as soon as we know, we will be blasting that out there so everybody knows and can make arrangements. We got to get all of you guys. I mean, let's get 100 deep at the convention. It's Star Wars. It's a great time. And you could see Nick boss coach around, and that's just how we roll. So good stuff. So thank you guys. That catches us all up. That was let's see. Oh, Ted's Nerd World. What is up, Ted? He sends in a member chat. He says, hit that like button. We are you are EBN. Let's go. Oh, okay. She says, didn't really have a message other than to send blessings to all. Well, thank you, Becky. That is awesome. We greatly appreciate that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to bring him in. Let's go ahead and jump into this. We got so many things that we want to talk about with you guys. So without further ado, my partner here at the channel, the man. Man, this is like feeling normal.
Yeah. I don't know why my oh, I know why. Hang on. There we go.
This is feeling so normal. Like, here we are.
Yeah. It almost feels like it's been a minute.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I feel like I'm so out of practice.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we missed our Thursday. Is that what it is?
Probably.
Look, Jim S called you the new guy. He's the new guy. What? Nick is awake?
Yeah.
Hey, he's not on a work call, everybody.
Nope,
He's not
nope,
on a work call.
No, I'm not on call this weekend.
Nick, even look, they're giving you the same kind of treatment they gave me.
Yeah.
Nick even has an inflatable Omega.
Yeah, she's laying on my bed right now.
And they were destroying me. They were like, "Where's Coach's hat? Who is this? Look at his forehead."
Yeah, when
Chipmunk
I came in,
cheeks.
I was like, "Oh man, look at Coach! Coach pulled out the forehead tonight."
So I am gonna start wearing the hat a little less. I'm transitioning, everybody. I'm transitioning slightly away from the hat a little. It's not going to be gone forever, but I wear a hat all the time on stream, and I got to tell you, it feels kind of nice just to sit here and be normal and not wear a hat. I've only not worn a hat like 3 or 4 times since we've started this channel.
Yeah.
So I don't know if everybody like destroys me in chat. I'll probably start wearing. Hell, I'll probably put it on tonight before the stream's over. But anyways, let the scalp breathe. Thank you, Georgie girl. She's on my side. Yep. Go bald. No, dude, I am one ugly bald-headed man. I promise you that. I've done it before. Yeah, I cannot do it. Oh, Nick, I got to ask you a question. I don't make unilateral decisions here. Would you be okay if we gave someone a wrench? I think they have earned it.
Yeah, if I'm probably good with it. I think I know who you're talking about just looking at the chat, but go ahead and who you thinking?
I think that we should give Nikki a wrench. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
I don't know if she deserves one.
Sometimes she gets mad and she goes loco.
Yeah,
and she'll throw that wrench at somebody. But
that's a tough call with her.
I feel.
Loca, coach.
Is it Loca? Oh, with the A at the end. With the A.
Loca.
Like she's an amiga. You're an amigo. Got it. It's been a long. Look, I was 17 years old when I took Spanish, man. Give me a break. Like, Culo grande. That's
Good
the
to
only
see
thing I
you.
remember.
Good to see you, Nick. Good to see
Yeah,
you
you too, Rissman. Good to see you, buddy.
So look, oh man, I am so ready to throw the wrench at somebody. So Nick, could you wrench her?
Boom, done.
Oh my gosh, y'all, Nikki, just be on your toes out there, chat. She don't play.
Ooh, man.
She's the GOAT. She's the GOAT. All right. So, we ready to get into this?
Yeah, but before we do, I need to say something because I know Felix is out there in the chat, and you'll appreciate this also, Coach. Watched, oh crap, I'm drawing a blank. Foreman last night.
Oh,
one of the best movies I think I've ever seen.
Are you?
It
Big
was
George
so
Foreman?
good. Yeah.
You're not kidding. You liked it that
No.
much?
No. Yeah.
Dude, so
everybody should go watch it.
That movie, I have been a fan of him since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I watched all of his fights when he came back.
Yeah.
With my dad. We bought him on pay-per-view. We never missed him. My dad was a George Foreman fanatic.
Yeah.
And I was too. I watched him the afternoon. It wasn't even night. The afternoon he defeated Michael Moore to recapture the heavyweight championship.
45 years old.
45 years old and beat and knocked out the heavyweight champion of the world.
Who was what, 28 at the time, I think?
He was in his 20s, Michael Moore.
Yeah.
Who was a fantastic fighter, by the way.
Yeah.
Very underrated. What a story, and
even if you're not into boxing, guys, you will love this movie. It's
Yeah,
a great story.
So okay, let's just start there then, Nick. Let's watch Foreman for Patreon.
All right.
So that's one thing that we'll get up this week.
Yeah.
I told you, dude. I
Yeah.
told you
Yeah.
that how much I liked it.
It was so good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
John Wick 4 was awesome. Also,
And
I
it was-
finally watched it.
And Foreman was a clean movie.
Yeah, it was. If you got kids, you can watch this movie with your kids.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was extremely like true to the real story. There wasn't a lot of fiction in this. Like it was
His son, I think, had a big role in this movie. I saw his son's name in the credits.
Okay.
Well,
he's got like 6 or 7 sons. But yeah, that's cool. Very cool.
Yep.
All right. So and I wanted to, give a little update here. So before we get into our main topic, I gotta give a special thank you to my brother, the Matt Cave, who is here in chat with us. Matt Cave.
He's getting close.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everybody go and subscribe to the Matt Cave. He is closing in on 1,000. But he sent me something in the mail today. And you guys know that I got a chance to meet Femi Taylor, who played Ula in 1983's Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Cave sent me a mint in box Ula.
Oh, nice.
And Salacious Crumb.
Nice. I like it.
I met both actors.
Yeah, the voice actor, and I think he was also the puppeteer.
He was.
Yeah.
Mark Dodson. And I got Ula there. So that is definitely going up on the case. So
God, that would have been awesome if you would have had that beforehand and got both of them to sign that.
I know, right?
Maybe they'll be back next year.
Yeah, true. But but what a gift. And every time I look at it, I will think about that moment. So thank you so much, Matt Cave. You did not have to do that, man, but I greatly appreciate it. All right.
And Nightbot did post the link to Matt Cave's channel. He is just creeping up on 1,000 subs now. And Ted's Nerd World just hit 1,000 subs yesterday.
Let's go, Ted!
To Ted's Nerd World. That's awesome, man.
Bro, look, Ted, I'm sending you a DM. Get in here.
That's awesome. Yep, and Nightbot. Let's try to get Matt Cave to 1,000 too.
Yeah,
he's less than 100. Matt Cave's less than 100 away.
Yeah, get in here, Ted. Just got a couple questions for you, but that is awesome. And if they show up, then awesome. But we're gonna go ahead and kick this thing off, Nick. So here we go. Up first, we've got Rick Famuyiwa, the Mandalorian director, discusses the evolution of the Western influence for season 3 and the production. He gives a production update for season 4. We're going to go through this kind of quick. We want to look at his comments. I don't really care about all this fluff right here. We want to get down here, and he says, right here, much like with the West, and this is Rick Famuyiwa, who is a director. He's directed 6 different episodes. After season 2, he stepped up. Now he's an executive producer on the show as well. He's an integral part of the Mandoverse with Filoni and Favreau. It's like he's right there with them now, guys.
I wonder if he contributed to any of the poorness of season 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure. By the way, Don Lewis is saying, could you please put a link to Ted's Nerd World in chat?
Alan Copeland just did.
All right. Thank you, Alan. Awesome, bro. All right. So Rick says, much like with the West, as it started to grow and the series started to go beyond rugged individualism to how do we make a society work, there was an evolution in Western storytelling too around that, because obviously things had to change. This season, it was a natural evolution in that way, in that you have this group of people that have a legendary background that we don't really know much about, except through our limited interactions. First through Din Djarin, then as he started to meet other Mandalorians like Bo-Katan. I think we still stuck to that inspiration of the Western, but also just the evolution of Western films and the way that classic Westerns evolved. We took The Mandalorian a similar kind of way. Comment?
The part where he said, I'm trying to find it. Oh, you scrolled past it. The part where the part where he was talking about they took Mando season 3 through, or he's talking about season 3 here, right?
He is.
Yeah. How the evolution of Western films, like the evolution of Western films, I felt got better as time went on. This did not. So
yeah,
I don't know.
All right, he continues here. It was an episode. Oh, he's talking about chapter 23, The Spies. He says it was an episode where we started to see these groups we heard a lot about come together, and how Bo-Katan as a character started to emerge in many ways as the voice of these people. But also, we get a sense of her as a character and what she lost and what she feels she needs to regain. It culminates in the Mandalorians back on their planet, but then in the efforts to fight for it, they lose one of their own. It had everything from humor to pathos to tragedy to action. That, for me, represented a lot of what the season was.
I don't know what season you watched, bro.
Yeah, that's really good talk from somebody who works on this.
Yeah.
You know,
they're not. Nobody that works on the show is going to say anything negative about it. So this isn't surprising to me. But watching season 3 of Mando is like going to see a Rocky movie, and it's all about another character. And Rocky's just like is like cameoed throughout the whole thing.
It's like going to see a Rocky movie, but he's got brain damage and can't fight.
Yeah.
Rocky 5.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Yeah.
All right. So now he talks about season 4. He says a lot of this stuff has to be thought through, built, conceived, and prepped. That work takes time. That work has to get done. Jon Favreau has written the scripts. He's excited about continuing to tell stories in the world. When and how that happens, considering everything, we'll see. Now he's given an update there because even though the scripts have been written, they have halted production because of the writer strike.
Yeah.
So that's what he's talking about there. He says, I felt like this season was a nice culmination, but I'm excited about season 4. It's certainly coming. I just don't know exactly when. So that is Rick Famuyiwa talking about season 3 and giving an update to season 4 as well.
Yeah, and the thing is, he can't publicly say Favreau can't publicly say anything about writing season 4, but he wrote all the scripts. He's doing it all on his own. If he wants to, in his spare time while he's at home, make edits, go through it, think of new ideas, and write that stuff in there, I mean, nobody's going to stop him from doing that. Of course, production's halted and all that sort of stuff. So until this writer's strike thing gets resolved, the show's not going to be going forward until that's over and done with. But he can make changes and do stuff in his own time, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, I was really looking forward to season 3. I was like, all right, finally, all right, we're getting season 3 of Mando. We're going to get back on track with some decent Star Wars that's at least watchable, and just doesn't piss you off. And then after season 3 going into season 4, now I'm just like, I'm not excited about season 4. I'm definitely going to watch it, and I hope it's better than what we got in season 3. But I'm not going into season 4 now like I went into season 3 being excited to get another Star Wars show.
The excitement has just continued to go down.
Yeah,
because like imagine going to your favorite restaurant and get. All right, one of the places that I ate was the Rock and Roll Hard Rock.
Yeah, the Hard Rock restaurant.
Yeah, Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah,
so we ate at the Hard Rock Cafe yesterday, and we've not been there in 15 years. So we've been to all these cool little eclectic Nashville spots. we went to Hard Rock. It was a little quieter there than all the other places downtown. It was a party for real. I sent you pictures, Nick.
Yeah,
it was
I
it was
saw it.
crazy. Like there were drunk
The dude
people
with the
that I
predator
thought
mask was cool.
I thought there were some people who were demon possessed that I
Yeah.
walked by. Man, it was like,
Hey,
Coach,
I've seen that downtown Birmingham.
Coach, don't get out much. That's crazy. Anyways, but we go to Hard Rock and I can't remember the name of the burger, man. It was the best hamburger I have had in so long. Part of it was probably because I was famished and I was starving. I could have eaten 3 of them, man. Like I put this burger away. It had it was
one on sourdough.
No, it was a hamburger. It's going to sound weird to you, but it was a hamburger. It was a cheeseburger with
fried egg.
No, with spicy fried shrimp and this very sweet slaw on it, and it was so with steak sauce. My mouth is watering thinking about it right now. It was like a Louisiana type Cajun burger. Yeah. So I wanted something different and unique. I didn't want a bacon cheeseburger, so I got that and I was like, oh, it was so good. So you've said this before. Long point here. I apologize, everybody. Mandalorian, season 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian was like that burger, baby. It was like that. It was like that. I went to the restaurant 3 times and had that burger all 3 times. Then I went to the burger, or I went and ordered the burger, and it tasted like a Sonic cheeseburger.
Yeah.
It was good, but it wasn't nowhere near. Sonic makes good cheeseburgers, so now don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no. Mando season 3 was more like Milo's burgers, which are trash.
I like Milo. Don't do that.
God, Milo's is trash.
Go McDonald's. A plain McDonald's cheeseburger with the
hard.
No,
it was a plain.
Everything.
No, it was a plain hamburger. Cheese wasn't even.
Yeah,
on
they
season
forgot
3.
the cheese.
Yeah, cheese.
And the burger wasn't even cooked all the way through. Like
no, it was rare.
The burger has just gotten worse and worse when it comes to Obi-Wan, Mando 3. Like, why should the Star Wars fandom be like, yes, I can't wait for Skeleton Crew?
Yeah. Who's excited? I don't know anybody who's excited for that other than people out there that just eat up everything Star Wars and just like, oh, this show's going to be awesome. I like anything that could literally be like a Salacious Crumb show coming out. Oh my gosh, it's going to be the greatest ever.
There are people that are like that will eat it all up.
Yeah, no matter what it is.
I wish I was excited about the shows that are coming out, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I want to be. And, no hate here from me about those people. I just, I'm jealous of them because a lot of it's not fake.
Yeah.
Some of these people are like, yes, it's more Star Wars. They just love it all. My brain doesn't allow me to do that. After watching some of this,
I got too much critical thinking skills, and the thing is, I've seen Star Wars so many times, and I know the lore and stuff, and so well with the not the expanded universe stuff, but the actual Star Wars movies and stuff. That when I see stuff for me sticks out like a sore thumb. Like in Kenobi when he's running around with Leia. I'm like, this would have never happened. What's happening right now?
Yeah.
Like,
do you remember? Look at Matt Cave, a Salacious Crumb show in the style of Fraggle Rock. I'd watch that. Hey, do you remember?
Matt Cave, you're one of the people we're talking about, brother.
Do you remember when we were at Princeton's and Ben told me he would play Fraggle Rock if I bought him a Jaeger bomb?
Oh yes,
and he did. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yep,
that was awesome.
And I'll tell you, Princeton's freaking that Princeton's had a sandwich there. It was, God, what was it called? It was like a fried sandwich, and it was the name of Monte Cristo. Monte Cristo.
Cool.
Right. Other restaurants might have those. Some people in the chat might know what I'm talking about. But if you ever go to a restaurant and they have a Monte Cristo, get one. They're so good. So
Adam,
good.
what's up? Adam knows.
Yeah.
All right. So we've had him in the back long enough. It is time to bring him on, ladies and gentlemen. I am so happy that Ted's Nerd World has reached 1,000 subscribers. And that's just awesome. So major congratulations to my friend Ted. Here he is. Bro.
What's up, Ted?
Now, how did you get 1,000
you're
subscribers?
There we go. How's that?
There we go. I was about to say,
right.
how'd you do it? Your mic's not even working.
I take after you in X-Wing.
Oh, hey, whoa! It does happen. It does happen on the regular.
Yeah, and like going after that, Disney Star Wars is just a joke because you got to look at all these directors jumping away from it nowadays. Nobody wants to have anything to do with it. Nobody's going. X-Wing and Risman last night were showing this interview with Tony Gilroy, which was awesome. And yeah, he was trying to spit facts at the guy. The guy's trying to bait him into dissing everybody, but it's just saying Disney just sucks. But yeah. I had to get that off my chest.
You're not a professional YouTuber until you start your streams muted.
Facts. Hashtag facts.
So look, I want to kind of like hit the pause button on the topics and everything, and tell us about a little bit about this road to 1,000, because somewhere I missed like the last 500 subs.
Yeah.
like has this just been something that's been slow, just going up over time, or
last year
did you get a big jump?
I got a big jump. Well, this last year was I got 500 in the last year, and then it took me, because it's been 3 years since I started. So in the first 2 years, it jumped up 500, and then the last year it jumped another 500. That was mostly because of shorts. And I know not everybody likes shorts, but they were just really fun and easy for me to make, and I put them out there whenever I can. But they generate so many views and watch
just
time.
Keep the banners off.
And the subs, it was coming in like 2-3 subs a night, sometimes up to 5-10, depending on how many views the short got. And it was just, I thought, well, that's fun, so I kept doing those. So yeah, shorts really did help me a lot. But I put out, I try to put out videos a couple a week, watching fan films, doing comic dubs, things like that, trying to do my real videos, trying to get some gaming streams going and things like that. So, but yeah, it's just been a long fight, slow and coming. This last year, like I say, it's been a big help with the shorts. So, and if anybody's got anything, cut up some bids and put them out there. You never know what might hit. Just some weirdest things you see out there.
Very true.
I love it, man.
You just never know. There's some crazy crap.
Well, you this is a goal that you've had for a little bit, and you achieved it. Yep. So that is incredible.
Awesome.
Yep. We are
very happy for you.
Very happy, very proud.
A lot because of you guys. You guys really inspired me.
No, don't say that.
Yeah,
no.
It's true. Because you were the guys I started following at first, and letting me come on your channel, being so damn nervous at first that I could just stutter over myself. And I still talk really fast.
You were actually one of our very first, not the first, but one of our first few giveaway members when you won Snowspeeder.
Yeah. I won the snow. Well, the first thing I saw you doing when I first started watching you were you finished your first documentary, and you had also done the writing giveaway. So I started watching around the time you did the giveaway for your writing contest, which was really cool. And I remember it was
one of Coach's ex-students won that, right?
And I think J-Man won, and I can't remember. I don't know why. But yeah, that was really cool when you're doing that.
His name was Star Wars Reviewed.
I haven't seen him in a minute.
He was first place. He doesn't make content anymore. He got married. He's still a younger guy, but he got married. He's been in chat a few times, and he's commented, but he's not on YouTube very much.
Yeah.
But hey, that writing contest, that was all 100% Mexican Iron Man.
Yeah.
That was his idea, and it was a huge hit. So
that was pretty cool.
Big props to Mexican
I wish I'd got
Iron
in
Man.
earlier. I wish I would have found you guys earlier so I could have got in on it. I was there at the very end.
Look, just to let everybody know, and I don't think he'll care if we share this. He was here earlier. Mexican Iron Man put the whole thing together. Says we're going to have a writing contest. He picked the team to review people's stories, and he, out of his pocket, gave the winner a $500 gift card.
Wow. Yeah.
The second place person got a $300, and the third place person got a $200.
Yeah, so
That's
he
$1,000
that he came out of his own pocket to help out
What a
our
guy.
channel.
Yeah, just to help our channel out and do it's something awesome to do in the community. It was
And didn't he help you out a lot with the coins and all that, getting that going?
Yeah.
He bought the coins
Great
that
guy.
we
Great guy,
lost.
Mexican Iron Man.
Yeah. Then we raised the money to get the replacement coins.
Yep,
Hey,
I remember that.
Truth be told, look, again, if he ever sees this, he's going to kick me in the butt. Mexican Iron Man bought my camera. He bought this mic.
Screen.
He was like, "Look, I'm not letting you use crap," and he's like, and I'm like, "Okay,
Nice.
you're the best."
Mike's the
you
guy.
know. Yeah, he really is. He's the Godfather.
I'm watching
Really.
to see if he says anything in chat. I haven't seen anything pop up. lately.
He's not in here. I already checked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
look,
yeah,
Dave Bob, Nick and Coach are YouTubers.
Yeah.
And the
Mike always
theaters.
says that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys let me come on here, seeing you doing your weekly shows and doing the Star Wars, and just a great community. Everybody you're rounding up that came around together with you.
I'll be right back.
And so yeah, it was just great watching you guys, and that inspired me to do my channel. And I just thought it's lots of fun. It's just so much fun to put out videos and talk to people and do things like that. So
I agree.
thank you for giving me the opportunity.
No, thanks. Don't do that. Don't do that. So look, we're gonna roll on with the show, but
I'm gonna
we'd
head
love
out then.
No, you don't have to head out. Just stay here with us and
Okay.
go through it with us if you want to. You don't have to. If you need to go, then you're welcome to go. But I'd love to have you just hang out with us here, and you be a panelist with Nick as I take us through this stuff. We're gonna hit a few more little
Okay.
things to talk about here.
I can hang out.
And
Thanks.
yep. Yes, sir. So while we're doing that, Nikki with a $1.99 super chat, she says #Nikki's reparations. And I guess she's talking about the wrench that she got. So she's a mess, y'all. Thank you, Nikki, for that. Debbie Young with a $4.99 super chat. She says, if anyone wants to see a real live fanboy, just look at Coach. He was a real one with Ula. And if anybody did miss the Ula story, when Femi Taylor walked up, she's standing about 15 feet away from me, maybe. And I said, Ula. She turned around and looked at me, and I said, I had a crush on you my whole life.
Did you tell her how you used to pause?
No.
No.
No. So
the two frames.
Yeah. And she looked at me and busted out laughing. And her husband was looking at me, and I said, with respect. And he started laughing too. It was really
I
funny.
bet she gets that a lot.
Yeah, it was so funny. She's 62 years old and
still look good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I had to tell her. It was a great thing. X-Wing sends in a member chat. He says, EBN has been a start for so many awesome channels. The base is home for so many. Love coming back and chilling here every weekend. It feels like a cozy front porch and a nice cigar. That's awesome. That sounds really good right now, too. I'm not going to lie. So thank you, X-Wing. That is awesome, man. And Dave Bob sends in a member chat. I don't think I've used a member chat in a long time, but there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Bob, the voice of old Bob, like none other. Thank you, Dave Bob. We appreciate you, my man. All right, let's. I really want to wait on Nick before we move on into this next topic. Let me see if I've got one. There. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. I didn't want to move on without you to this next one. All right, so most of the people in chat are already going to know about this conversation, about this topic. We've not been around Nick, so we have not touched this. And I don't really want to go deep on it unless we have to, because you guys are unaware. Ted, I know you know. So this right here, the Direct comes out with this article. Star Wars producer calls out toxic fandom attacking Kathleen Kennedy. And they basically took a snippet of Tony Gilroy's comments. And they basically, I mean, you read the title here. You read the title of the article. Tony Gilroy calls out toxic fandom attacking Kathleen Kennedy. Nick, do you know anything about this?
I've not seen anything about any of this.
Okay, so you've been under a rock for a few days.
Yeah.
So Ted,
I don't know what toxic fandom is either. What is that?
Well,
if you don't like it, it's toxic.
It's the people making Rose Tico's actress go into hiding.
Who are those people? They still haven't revealed that who that is.
Yeah, it's the racist, it's the misogynist, it's the
who are those people? I don't even know who any of them are.
It's the bigots. It's
they haven't. No one's pointed any of these people out. I don't know who they are.
All right, so here's what Tony Gilroy had to say. We'll go through this quickly, guys. Chat. I know y'all have already heard, so much of this. We got to get through it real quick. Here's Tony Gilroy. It was shocking on Rogue One because I didn't really have any exposure when Rogue happened and everything that happened. I was really blown back by what was going on, and this I hadn't paid attention to. So I knew about it when I came back. I knew what to expect. You have to realize about that community that their passion, they love this thing so much. The hardcore, deepest you have within that community of Shiites and Sunnis and Kurds. And you have all kinds of people who have different, but their love of the show and their love of what it means to them is something that you really have to pay attention to. So let me just break in here and say this. Tony Gilroy did not call out people, toxic fandom, or people attacking Kathleen Kennedy, but the direct twisted his words and made this something that it was not. That's the ultimate point. Man, I was like on a roll, and I was about to hand it off to Nick, and he got...
I drank down the wrong pipe.
Okay. All right. Comments, gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a issue with what he said there. I mean, he must have been living under a rock if he didn't know anything about this till he came back. But I mean, again, in his world, he's probably not on social media or YouTube or anything like that, where a lot of the talk about all this stuff's going on. So,
right.
Maybe, I mean, I guess I can see that when he came back to Star Wars, he probably heard a whole lot more of it or whatnot. But, I mean, I didn't really see him really trashing the fans. It sounds like what he was saying was very similar to what Henry Cavill was saying. Basically, the fans of this stuff are passionate fans. That doesn't make them toxic. They're passionate. They love this IP. They know the material forwards and backwards. And they have a certain expectation that they want to be met. And when it's not met, they're gonna, revolt.
So it makes me question if Richard Nabins, like, if he twisted this or if this is actually how he sees it. But this is definitely an opportunity to take a shot at the toxic fans, and they're talking about us. Okay, that's who they're talking about.
If we don't like their crap, we're toxic.
I'm not toxic. You're not toxic. Ted dang sure ain't toxic. But in their minds, we are. So it's actually funny. Did you see the video that I sent you the other day? This young guy, he just started a brand new channel, and his second video, he's taking shots at us the whole time.
No, I've not seen that.
I texted it to you last night.
Oh, really?
You don't have to look right now. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
But this young man.
We should play it live.
Show it now.
We should do it live.
Show it now.
I don't
because I haven't seen it.
One's in chat.
Maybe we do it later. Here, Risman wants to
do
come
it live.
on in, Matt.
Do it live.
Come in here, Matt.
I don't. I thought that video of the guy was funny, but I would love for you to just play a few minutes of the Tony Gilroy.
Oh, okay. thought you meant the guy.
No, I don't want that kid. I mean, he's just making his way. I don't mean to disrespect him, but just play, because I've seen some folks in the chat also. Just if you will, just play a few minutes. Just play a few minutes of the Tony Gilroy, just to make sure everyone understands the context. Because I know Andor is not for everyone, and I know I'm a huge Andor fan. But I would just love for folks to see actually what happened in this interview and the way that the direct spun it, because it's crazy spin.
Yeah, the way the guy was asking the questions and the way Tony was responding, just the tones of voices. Yeah, you got to see it.
But I mean, Tony is like, he's like no nonsense. He's like, nah, man. It's about 14:30 if you got to go to the time.
I got it. It's ready to go. Golly, so everybody like Ristman's Mexican Iron Man's even in chat. It's like he's He-Man and I'm Orko. You know, it's like, or I'm the Tiger.
Oh no, he loves it. He loves it. He loves it when I hear, because he knows Andor is just like up here, just up here.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
It's just, man, they just make you look so good.
It's amazing. The Star Wars universe, those fans out there, the internet, anytime you get into something like this, you're fighting against that even before you've written a word, you know. And the pressure on you as a writer, I'm just curious, do you care? Does it bother you, or does it energize you to do right by them as well, or what they expect, or take them into a direction they didn't expect?
It was shocking on Rogue, because I didn't really have any exposure when Rogue happened and everything that happened. I was really blown back by what was going on. And
now let's pause there for a second. Okay. He's talking about when he showed up for Rogue. Think about that.
Yeah.
He's not even talking about the fandom right now. He's talking about what was going on when he showed up for Rogue. That was a project that was not his. He had to come in and take it over and finish it.
He was the fixer, right?
He was the fixer.
Oof.
He's not talking about the fandom at all.
And this thing that I hadn't paid attention to. So I knew about it when I came back. I knew what to expect. You have to realize about that community that their passion and is they love this thing so much. The hardcore, deepest you have within that community. You have Shiites and Sunnis and Kurds, and you have all kinds of people who have different, but they're
now he's mentioning look, there's nothing wrong with him mentioning different communities in Islam. He's talking about
making a comparison.
I don't know if he's not making a comparison. He's just saying people who are very dedicated to what they're dedicated to. That's it. So, for example, Shiites, Kurds.
Yeah, so he was kind of making a comparison, like with the fans. Like, you know, you have different sects of fans, like you have different sects of, Islam.
Well, he wasn't saying different sects of fans. I think he's just saying the fan base for Star Wars is very dedicated. That's it. That's basically all he's saying.
And all fans of the same religion, right? All fans of the same religion.
Of the show, and their love of what it means to them is something that you really have to pay attention to. So my attitude has been, and the attitude of the show is, as far out there as we get, and as much as we bend the tone and the idea of what to do, we could never, ever be cynical about it. We have to take it more seriously than anybody's ever taken it. We're never winking. We're never kidding it. And so we have this mix of people who know nothing about Star Wars on our show, and then we have a bunch of people on the show that are huge nerds, and it's the marriage of knowledge and history mixed with a real ambition to take it someplace else, with a hopefully respect for. I want the respect of that audience. Now, I do read what they, there's no way of doing it and not being controversial.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's impossible. And like Kathy's job is like, I mean, you don't want to be Kathy and ever open the internet. It's just, I mean, what she goes through and and it's been on for years,
So let me just break it here and say this. And chat, y'all check my oil and you tell me. I didn't hear Tony Gilroy say anything controversial right there.
And he never called us toxic. Did he ever call us toxic?
And I agree with everything
he knows better.
and I saw Lynn's comment. You know, Lynn, I'm respectfully disagreeing. But the truth is we don't know. We don't know. I need more evidence to well, somebody unhighlighted it, but
would be
the heck. So right here, I'm not sure if he's doing that or not. I didn't
she's
see
talking
it that
about
way.
the Sunnis and the
Yeah,
Muslims. She's
right,
talking
right.
about
Yeah.
that.
That's kind of how I took it, as he was comparing different factions of fandom compared to.
I mean, regardless whether he's doing that or not, he didn't say anything to me that was controversial.
No, I don't think so.
But then you got articles coming out saying Tony Gilroy's calling out toxic fandom. We have to support Kathleen Kennedy against these people. That's basically the gist of what the direct is saying. And here's the really unfortunate thing. How many YouTube channels just sees the headline and they go and make a video about it? And they're attacking Tony Gilroy because the direct. It's almost like they fell right into a trap. Like that is clickbait to me. What the direct did, and a lot of content creators fell for it.
That's me. That's me.
This right here, I don't think he was comparing. I don't think that's like an extreme of those different sects.
That is such a small percentage,
and it's a very small percentage.
Yeah, that's Frank. Sorry, bro. That I think it's a bad take. I understand what you're saying, you know, but I'm not with you on that one. And just to so everybody's clear, I'm a white Southern Bible believing Christian.
You're the country one. You're the country one.
Yeah, I'm the country one.
Yeah, the country
so
one. Yeah.
let's just get that straight, okay? But I don't see it that way. Anyways, that's just me. Anybody else?
You know, I had to pop in. Gilroy is my boy. You know what I mean? I'm a huge, you know what I mean? I'm a huge Andor fan. But whether you like the series or not, he's a wonder. I think he's a wonderful writer. Right? He has a lot of excellent credits in his resume. He doesn't take
I agree.
He doesn't take shit from nobody. Right? He's a very plain talker, and he's like, you know, I'm just here trying to make the best product that I can, respecting, you know, the fandom as I can, and trying to put something out there that people are going to like in the fandom. And I think he takes it very, very seriously. And I would offer, in some ways, I think he takes it more seriously than Favreau and Filoni do, in some very specific ways.
So I'll say this, and you guys disagree with me if you can. Of all Star Wars projects, I might not be as invested in what's happening in Andor because I felt like it was a story that didn't really need to be told. But okay, all right, that's fine. Of all shows that are coming, though, it's the one show that I believe will be most consistent. Like, it will be as good as season 1, probably better.
Yeah.
It'll be.
I have no reason to not think
consistently boring.
Here comes Nick. Here comes Nick. I know.
I mean, you know, and not fun to watch. Other than, and again, there's aspects of Andor I liked. Like, there's actually aspects of Andor I loved. There were shots and scenes in Andor that I absolutely loved. But the show as a whole, I just did not think was fun to watch and was kind of boring.
So I mean, I have to tell you, Nick, I get it, but he's not going to have Lizzo, Jack Black,
thank God,
all this other nonsense.
Thank God.
So I'm with you, and I know I always josh with Red Tigress about Andor specifically, and I know she's here and she's had to chat it. But for me, again, it's not everyone's cup of tea. I get it, but in regards to the writing, the production value, and all the rest of it, it is its own thing. I would rather.
I like that it was void of cringe. There wasn't very much cringe at all.
I would rather watch Andor season 1 1,000 times than I would ever want to watch Mando season 3 again. That's
100%.
Yep.
Nick might say it's boring, and I that's fine. I'm not actually even really disagreeing with that. Even with its slow pace and the boring parts, Andor season 1 was so much better than Mando season 3. It is laughable.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's
Thank
easy to
goodness
say.
it was as good as it was.
Uh-huh.
Imagine if Andor was as bad as Mando season 3. Ooh.
Everybody's always saying Andor is the best Star Wars that's been put out from Disney, but that's really not a high bar.
Yeah.
Man, come on.
It's not really.
No.
Yes,
not
yeah, it
really.
is good. It's young,
Hey,
but
that man's got 1,000 subs for a reason, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's go. That was straight wisdom talking. Donna Hergenrether with a member chat. She said, had a great time in Nashville. Have some lasting memories. Next year will be epic. Hit the like button and share this stream. Thank you so much, Donna, for sending in that member chat. If you are a member to the channel, you basically get a free super chat all the time with a member chat. So thank you so much, Donna, for sending that in. Rock Lee sends in a 4-9. Oh, I missed one.
Yeah,
Did I miss Aurora? Okay. Rock.
Aurora, we did say that. We didn't do Aurora yet. Mike 0, I didn't think so.
Aurora's is not showing up for me. That is so strange.
Yeah, no, it's just in the start place. I just found it in the start place.
Aurora uplinks with a $2 super chat. Mike 0 released a new old video minutes ago. Let me guess. He fired Kathleen Kennedy for the 87th time.
She's leaving soon, Coach. She's leaving.
Oh my gosh.
Very
All
soon.
Sure this time.
Well, Aurora, thank you for that update, and I will not be watching. It's funny. He was one of those first Star Wars YouTubers I ever really started watching. It didn't take me long to go, I'm not watching this anymore.
He does good with the keywords, though, right? The click words. It's like, how many times can he name the click words in one video? It's like, crazy.
And take, like, he is the most verbose YouTuber I've ever heard. It takes him 87 sentences to say something that we'll say in 3.
But Coach, remember, like and subscribe for future Star Wars content. You have to do all of those things. Like, subscribe for future. Those things must be done. Always must be done.
Poor Mike.
Or nothing. He's making fun. He's making big bucks.
No, he's not. Ain't nobody watching that crap no more.
Somebody.
Mike with 0 friends.
Oh, Mike 0. God bless.
Oh.
His views are not what they used to be.
They have gone down.
Damn.
He still gets more views than we get.
Yeah.
Rock Lee, $4.99. Coach looks weird without that hat. Ben,
I
you
agree.
look like a square. What are you talking about, Nick?
He agrees.
Nick, you used to say it looked weird when I wore a hat.
Yeah, I got used to it. Well, the thing is, Coach used to wear his hats like this.
Why did you do that? You motherfucker.
Oh, no. No.
Why would you?
I'm like, dude, wear your hat right, man.
Yeah, I always had it tilted up.
Yeah.
I did.
And it's so funny because Nick has all that hair under there and he's always wearing a hat.
Nick's got a lot of hair.
All that hair, so he's wearing a hat.
Yeah. He's always had more hair than me, but whatever. Okay.
I'm not going bald anytime soon.
I'm getting up there with Coach.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, I think that's the first time I've seen Ted with no hat on.
There he is.
I keep it shaved down.
Looking good.
Let's go.
Good.
Lewis.
I'm the only person on here without the 4-finger forehead.
What are you talking about? What?
I got all 5.
Matt's got
I've got like a whole
All right, Lewis Tolley with a $4.99 super chat. He says the current state of Star Wars is George Lucas's fault.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you.
Where was that one? That one didn't show up for me, actually.
This is getting weird.
Yeah, because I got the Sundowners.
All right, here, I got it right here. All right.
Okay, you got it.
So the current state of Star Wars is George Lucas's fault because he sold it to people who don't care about the story. He should have retained the property.
Well, he is a sellout.
At the time, he thought it was the thing to do. He had faith in Disney at the time. His friend Steven Spielberg had, Jim with the Muppets had sold the Muppet Henson and sold the Muppets to him.
I am Lewis. Thank you so much for your super chat. First of all,
but yeah,
I'm going to respectfully disagree. I can't say the current state of Star Wars is George Lucas's fault. How many people or how many corporations could give the man $4.3 billion to buy something? And they made him think they were going to use his story treatments. They betrayed Lucas. Because of that, I cannot say it's his fault. Now, am I with you about he should have retained the property? Yes, I definitely wish that he did. But I can't blame this on him. Thoughts, gentlemen?
The thing is, George always liked Disney. If he was going to sell to anybody, he always planned on selling to them. So, and they got the capital to pay for it.
So. And they already had done stuff before with like Star Tours and things.
I mean, all that's true, Nick, but is it his fault?
It's his fault for selling. Period. He should have never sold. If anything, he should have just. If he didn't want to be involved, he should have just been like that guy who approves stuff. Like let other studios and other people come to him with stories or whatnot, and come to him and him say, all right, I like this. No, this does not work. This doesn't fit because of this, that, or whatever. But the thing is, I'm also not a fan of the prequels, and he did make those.
So I have to push back a little bit here, Nick. I wish that he was all in, but he wasn't all in with Star Wars. He was ready to sell it, and it was ready to be done. And like I used to tell the kid when I coached basketball, I used to tell the kids at tryouts, I want 12 players who are 100% committed to being a basketball player here. If you're 99, I don't want you. And if George Lucas wasn't 100% in running Star Wars, sell it.
Yeah.
So I cannot fault him for that.
It's so tough, isn't it, Coach? He was ready to retire, right? He felt like he did more than his part. Than my tagline, he's a sellout, and other things I've said about George Lucas. And I hope everyone knows I say that with tremendous love, because without him, none of this would exist. And so what happens is, what is the right answer for him to be able to retire? And to do so in a way that gives him that opportunity to spend with his family and to do things. And I 100% believe that he thought by selling to Disney, whether he got enough things in writing or not, okay, I think he felt like he was giving it to the best possible stewards of the franchise. In many ways,
he definitely felt. Yeah, I agree. He definitely felt that. Yeah.
He wasn't just like sloughing it off, right? I mean, he really did think he was leaving it in the best possible way, and he was wrong.
Then when he figured out he was wrong, he was
too late. Too late.
He was pissed.
Yeah,
he was so mad. He was big mad.
All right, let's hit a couple more super chats here. Thank you guys very much for your super chats. Sundowners Club. What is up, bro? After Mando season 3, I actually would rather watch Andor season 2 than Mando season 4. I am not disagreeing.
I'm not disagreeing either, and I didn't even like season 1 of Andor. I think I'll like season 2 of Andor more than season 1.
Yeah. By the way, it was great meeting you guys at Icon. had family with me at Opryland, or would have been around more. Well, bro, that was
man,
awesome.
I was hoping you were gonna get to come hang out, but
Yeah, you
I
missed
understand.
epic
It's all good.
trivia and everything, but
yeah, it was fun.
We'll be back next year. Hope that you make it to. Surely
It's gonna
you
be
can make
big.
it. Yeah.
It's gonna be big next year.
Yeah,
big.
Yeah,
like me and Coach only got to go up there literally like one day. Next year it's gonna be more like it was last year.
We're gonna try to go for all 3 days next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be big next year.
And Rissman will be there.
I will be. I hope it's not Memorial Day weekend, but if it is, we'll all plan
not.
it.
He already said that he's
already said
changing
it's
the
not.
date.
Awesome.
X-Wing said he's bringing his folks out there as well.
I'm going to
next year. Ted,
Let's
oh,
go.
are you going to come, Ted?
Yep. Already talked to the wife. She's
Awesome.
she's trying to decide, or I'm trying to decide if I want her to go or not.
So as soon as the information comes out,
then we'll plan it. We'll start planning.
We can register for the hotel. EBN at one hotel. Like everybody's got to get in there.
Yeah.
Then that's what we're going to do. We're going to take it over. So, Matt Cave Gaming. Let's go.
Nikki's coming. Yeah.
Let's go. Matt Cave, my
sorry.
brother.
Sorry, we keep on hiding. I'm sorry.
Who's running this thing?
I'm telling you, dude.
Someone keeps on doing it.
Coach is so used to doing it.
My man, Matt Cave, who sent me this wonderful Femi Taylor and Mark Dodson collection here. I might be alone on this, but I miss having actual titles. I'm tired of just calling a show, movie, the name of the character. Feels lazy to me. Bro, I have been saying it for a while now. Lucasfilm under Disney is awful at naming movies and shows.
Terrible.
They are awful at it.
George Lucas was so much better.
I still don't know what the Book of Boba Fett means.
Me neither.
I still don't know who the Last Jedi was.
No. Was it Rey? Was it Luke?
That's not.
Who was it?
Shock. Maybe it's Shock T.
Oh, don't do it. We're going there.
I had forgot about that.
That's next.
It's coming.
Nick's going. I'm going to unleash Nick on this next one. You
I don't even
Does
know
Nick know
what's going on.
No, he don't.
No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
All right. Thank you so much, Matt Cave, for that. Looking forward to some D4 with you, my man. Aurora uplinks with a $5 super chat. He was trying to figure out who could run it once he's gone, though. The worry was what happens when he's gone. He had to help. He had to get help or help get it on the right tracks. I'm with you.
And I understand that. The thing is, he could have gone about it a different way. He could have kept creative control and gave the rights to Disney to be able to put the movies out, to be able to finance them. He gets to approve the final scripts. He literally could have said, I'm not going to sell Star Wars to you, but I'm going to let you guys create the next movies with the original cast coming back. I just have to be the one to approve it. And you guys, and of course I'll get a percentage and all that sort of stuff. And Disney could have made the majority of the money because he really doesn't need the money. And he could have kind of been hands off and just kind of came in just to do approvals and that sort of thing and bring back the original crew and all that stuff. And we would have gotten the entire original cast back on screen together. And he would have been happy because he would have been able to approve it. He literally gave up all his rights. It's sort of like when you talk to the police and they're asking you questions and you engage with them, you're giving up your rights. Like, just shut the F up.
Nick knows from personal experience.
Yeah. Just shut up. You don't have to talk to them. He didn't have to sell to them, you know.
I'm totally with Nick on this one, too. Coach. I mean, 100%. You know, I know he was trying to retire and I know he's trying to work himself out, but if it was super important that they continue on his thought process in the sequel trilogy, at least stick around in some consultant capacity. I'm not saying he should have been like their Kevin Feige or anything that would have been, very overbearing, but somehow stick around and make sure, okay, they're doing it the way I wanted them to. They're doing it the way I thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
He was too trusting. trusting in how
I
he
agree.
left.
So here's where George Lucas failed. Going back to that super chat from earlier. What did Disney want? Lucasfilm. And they were going, if George Lucas was going to sell it, Disney was going to get it. So when the offer was on the table, George Lucas should have said, okay, I'll sell it, but here are your next 3 movies.
Yeah.
Here's the outline. You can fill in all the gaps, but this is the outline. What, and I wasn't in the room. I don't know, but what do you think Disney would have said? Disney, the corporation that doesn't think they can fail, they think that anything with Star Wars on it is worth $1 billion. They would have said yes.
And they did, and they wouldn't have had to give up $4.2 billion to be able to do that. They
Not only would they have said yes, they would have been like, "This is even making this investment more of a slam dunk." To see if the son of a bitch is going to
sucks, we blame it on Lucas.
Make it successful.
Yeah, and if it fails, we can blame it on George because he approved everything. These are his outlines. These are the stories he wanted to tell. We literally filled in the gaps, and we tried to make the best movie on what he wanted.
He didn't want but he did. When it comes back down to is he just didn't want to do that, right? He didn't want
to be involved at all
to continue that on because
and the thing is, if that's what he wanted, he has no right to be mad at the sequel trilogy.
It's the perfect time to hit this next super chat from Lucas Garrett. Thank you so much, Lucas. Lucas says the fault lies with prequel haters who made George Lucas consider selling Lucasfilm because of the constant backlash he got from the prequels. They're the ones responsible for things now. Comments,
I'm one
gentlemen.
of those prequel haters. I mean, I
Not
was.
wrong.
I appreciate the prequels now. I don't think I can ever appreciate the sequels, no matter how much time passes by.
You're not with the new camp that says, "Oh, Nick, you're gonna love that one day too, just like you do the prequels."
No way.
That's what they're all saying now.
No way. It's comparing apples and oranges when it comes to the prequels and the sequels, as far as time, kind of. Because the thing is, you grew up, you had the original characters coming back in the sequels, and they just completely destroyed them. There's no amount of time that could pass that's going to make me be okay with anything in the sequels. The prequels, I still have issues with a lot of the story parts of it because it doesn't. There's certain aspects of the prequels that just don't make sense when you go into the original trilogy. It's almost like George forgot what he did with the original movies, and there's certain story elements in the prequels that it just doesn't add up. Like the Luke and Leia conversation in the Ewok village on Endor and Jedi, where she's like, it's mainly just memories I have of my mother. She died when I was really young, that sort of thing. Of course, you can do some mental gymnastics and try to explain that away. But the thing is, you shouldn't have to do that. It should just make sense, And there's so much of the storytelling in the prequels that doesn't. But with that aside, there's a lot of the prequels that I have a much more of appreciation for nowadays than I'll ever have for the sequels. That's just not going to happen.
So let me ask a question here, I am not disagreeing with what Lucas is saying here. Lucas Garrett, not George Lucas.
I was going to say which Lucas.
I'm not disagreeing with what Lucas Garrett is saying here, but I am wondering, okay? Because I'm not, even though I'm not disagreeing, I'm not sure if I agree. I have never, in all of my time as a Star Wars fanatic, I have never heard George Lucas say anything to support he sold Star Wars because of the backlash he got from the prequels. Nothing. What evidence do we have to support that other than it just kind of fits the narrative of what's in our own minds? well, it's the Star Wars fandom. It's their fault from the prequels because they were, they made a documentary about George Lucas, the people versus George Lucas. Everybody hated the prequels, and it ran George Lucas off. What evidence is there to suggest that or to support that? When George Lucas talks about selling Star Wars, he point blank says, "I sold it to be with my family."
Yeah,
that's it.
And Sundowners right here says right here, he was putting the pieces together. He already had the whole entire original cast signed on to do the next movies. When he sold it, he wasn't scared off by anything his wife wanted him to sell. His wife didn't want him to be tied up for the next 10 years of putting time into these movies, because when these projects are huge, this takes up like your whole life, for long periods of time, and it's very stressful. There's a lot involved, and at his age, he just didn't want to go through all of it again.
There was a long days working on those. I mean, all day long.
Now, it would have been different if he would have done the prequels in the early 90s. If he would have came out and done the prequels in the early 90s, then came out and did the sequels in the early to mid 2000s, he probably would have been fine from an age perspective. But he just waited too long.
Here are two things that we know about George Lucas that is factual that you cannot dispute. In 1976, when he was filming Star Wars, he had a slight mental breakdown and had to go to the hospital. 1982, he's filming Return of the Jedi. He had to step in himself, finish the product, and get on depression medicine.
And Marcia Lucas had to come in and recut the entire film just about for Jedi before that came out.
Star Wars, the man worked so hard, the original trilogy almost
put him in the grave.
Not the
prequels.
Yeah.
The prequels, he was surrounded by yes men, and he had all the money in the world to do whatever he wanted, and it was smooth sailing for him in the prequels. The only backlash was from the fan base, that a lot of them just really didn't like the movies. But as far as the stress goes, it was way less stressful for him because he had so many people helping him in doing stuff. He didn't have to do a lot of it, All
right. We got some member chats here. Georgie Girl, in other news, are you guys watching Critics Court, or are you going to do any videos, reactions on it? We are UREBN.
That's the film threat stuff, yeah.
So Chris Gore from Film Threat actually sent us a DM while Coach was in Nashville. I don't even know if Coach has read any of it. But he was asking if we were going to do it. I explained to Chris that I was 100% on board doing this. But after watching it and seeing the time that it takes place, me personally, I just can't commit because I never know it, because it takes place right when I'm getting ready to start work. And I just can't commit and then have something come up with work and be right in the middle of talking and being like, guys, I'm sorry, but I gotta go, and then derail his entire stream.
I got you.
Because I have a work thing that comes up.
Good.
That would be so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I just cannot commit to it. So I was talking to him. Coach is out for the summer. If Coach is up for doing it, I'll help. We can go through and put some stuff together.
That's a lot of live stream to watch. So my answer is I'm not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
We got too much going on. I can't go watch 2-hour-long live streams and then react to them.
They do. They go, and you have to watch the whole thing because it's done like an actual court.
Chris Gore is awesome. I'm glad he's doing what he's doing, but I cannot do a reaction.
Yeah. I was like, I can talk to Coach, see if he's interested, but I can't commit just because I don't know what's going on with my work schedule. Now, if he was to change it and to do it on like a Sunday, I would be 100% on board all day long. I could
All right.
100% do it.
Let's keep going. You good?
Yeah.
Is that all you want to say? Okay. Star Wars Dog. Hope y'all are having a great weekend on the member chat. Thank you, sir. The Sundowners member chat. Let's give something away tonight to a Star Wars fan. I have something good. Risman, you're in charge of that with Sundowners in chat.
We can do it. Yeah, we can
Thank
do
you,
it.
sir. Thank you, Sean. Voltaire 325 with a $1.99 super chat. Lucas the greedy clown wanted idiot KK in charge. Now that's true.
Yeah, he picked her.
That's true.
But the thing is, we also don't know what's going on over there. I mean, was she the one saying, "This is how I want it," or was Disney saying, "This is how we want it, and you're going to do it our way"? I have no idea. I don't know what's going on over there. Nobody does.
See, Brooks Arch.
Unless somebody comes out and says, "Look, this is," and the thing is, one day I'm sure we'll get the whole story. I just don't know, but I definitely don't think she should have been picked to be in charge of Star Wars. I don't think she deserves to be in that position. I don't think she's done anything to even deserve to be kept in that position. She should have been fired a long time ago. But obviously, you know, Disney doesn't really give a F, and they're just going to leave her there and let her keep doing whatever she wants to do.
She's going to retire. I mean, her retirement is coming next year. She's just going to retire.
All right, Nikki with a $10 super chat. She says, blaming prequel haters for selling the entirety of Lucasfilm is bizarre. Why was he working on things prior to the sale then? 1313, I will forever wait for that. That's true.
God, man, I was so disappointed when they canceled that. The thing is, why cancel that? It was so far into development. And there were so many fans that were waiting on that to come out.
There was a lot of things going on with Star Wars when that sale happened. So I agree with what Nikki's saying.
Have y'all heard about that show called Detours, Star Wars Detours that Seth
It's
Green
out
made?
there. It's so funny, by the way.
There are 26 episodes completed that Disney will not show. But it's kind of like Robot Chicken type stuff. But they will not show it because they don't want to. It's, you know.
See, and that's the other thing I liked when it was under George, because George liked that kind of stuff. When the Family Guy did their whole Star Wars thing, like, he thought all that stuff was funny, and he appreciated, you know, them kind of doing skits and parodies, you know, of Star Wars, and, you know, the fans loved it. I loved that Family Guy series of Star Wars. I love the Robot Chicken stuff.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way any of that stuff would ever happen under Disney. Disney sucks balls.
I'm surprised they still let fan films happen.
Yeah, well, they've hardly even let that happen.
Barely. I mean,
I mean, anybody that's paid attention to what Star Wars Theories had to go through to do his fan film stuff with Disney, like, I mean, it's a freaking nightmare. You'd have to do that under George.
He can do them. It's just a matter of who gets paid for them.
Disney gets paid for him.
Yeah.
He puts in all the money and all the work, and he gets no money. They get all the money.
Exactly. All right. So all that, guys, that was a great conversation. Thank you to everybody in chat for sending all that in about Lucas and all that. So great conversation there. So here's one that I don't think very many of us are, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here. I don't think many people will disagree with this, but I don't think Nick knows this. I'm not sure if Ted knows this. So Star Wars comic series just revealed that 2 former Jedi Masters survived Order 66. I'm going to tell you their names, and I'm going to let you react.
Did this news come out when you made the video the other day?
No.
This would have been good to add in there.
I know. It doesn't matter, though. I mean, we could always do that video again.
Yeah.
Which, you know, there's a lot of people that did the whole mental gymnastics thing on my video. Ahsoka's not really a Jedi. Yoda says the last of the Jedi will you be. She's not a Jedi, so she doesn't count. Well,
George
as
Lucas
a kid,
said she died.
as a kid in 1983, there was only one left. And it was Luke. It was Luke.
And the best thing about when you'll tell the names.
Doesn't matter if she left the Jedi Order or not.
The best thing to me about this article is, Dr. Aphra has Luke captive, right? For this whole story. She has taken Luke captive.
All right. So Dr. Aphra in her comic series, here are the two Jedi that we find out Disney has brought back. They lived, they survived Order 66. And so I'll say the first one first. Don't spoil it, chat. I want to get their authentic reactions. So the first one is Shakti, who we saw die in a deleted scene in Revenge of the Sith.
Scene was deleted though, so
the scene was deleted, but there she is. So comments, thoughts, anything at all, guys?
All the Jedi died, even Ahsoka.
Okay, all right. So this one, Ted, comment.
I'm with Nick.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So here's
this next one. Yeah.
Here's the worst one. Ayla Secura survived. We saw her get shot 87 times in Revenge of the Sith.
X-Wing showed it on slow motion last night. At least 20 hits to the body before it's obscured by the leaf.
Oh gosh.
I believe her name was Amy Allen that played Ayla Secura. She worked at Lucasfilm, and she was the on-screen portrayal of Ayla Secura. 29 blaster bolts to the chest, X-Wing says.
Well, I mean, lightsabers in the chest don't do the end, so why would anything else?
It missed all of her stomachs.
You got it, Ted. You got it.
How stupid is this? Like, are you serious? You just took a George Lucas movie where we saw you just tried to, because I'm not going to let them cheapen it for me. You just tried to cheapen the entire Order 66 scene from Revenge of the Sith. By one of those people still being alive. No, she died.
Yeah.
George Lucas wanted her dead, just like he did Ahsoka, like Nick mentioned earlier.
Yep.
And they keep bringing these people back.
Obi-Wan was a badass to an extent. He also wasn't a badass in other cases, but that's a whole nother conversation. But he was a badass to a certain extent, to where he was one of the ones that actually escaped and was able to stay hidden. Him and Yoda, we know what happened with everybody else. Mace Windu, we saw all that, what happened with everybody else in the prequels. But literally, everybody died. And that's the whole purpose of Order 66. It was supposed to have that weight of the whole entire Jedi Order being completely wiped out because of what Palpatine and Sidious, playing parts on both sides, orchestrated and did. The weight of that is cheapened when you have all these other Jedi surviving.
Well, not all of them, Nick. 50 to 100 were, Pablo weighed on this, right? Pablo said, according to George, 50 to 100 Jedi survived. And even if that's true, let's assume that's true. Why do we think it's the ones that we saw die? 100 actually survived. Why do you bring back the ones that we actually saw die?
Yeah, because they did show her death in the prequels.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
This is what Disney does. The people who died didn't really die, just like the Emperor. I'm out of ideas. I don't know what episode 9 is going to be about. My name's JJ. Let's bring back the Emperor.
Yeah.
And you know who's not also dead, by the way? Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon.
I want you guys to think about that.
Dead.
They
That's probably one of his clones.
Listen, they made an episode 7. They made an episode 8. And then they decided to bring back the Emperor to be the main antagonist.
They were desperate.
That's one of the all-time worst decisions in cinematic history.
Didn't work.
Not Star Wars. That is so bad. Like, it's laughable.
So
Okay.
people in chat ask, where is this coming from, right? Are we making it up? Where did it come from?
No, this
is
so
the
I will
comic
link
number
it.
32. It's a number
Yeah,
32 comic of one of the Afra comics.
Yep, you can go see the article here. It is in the Dr. Afra series and one of the latest editions. So yeah.
And this story ostensibly takes place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So if you want to like time box it in the timeline, that's when this story apparently takes place.
Demon Scythe is absolutely right. What's up, bro? He says, what does a character have to do to actually be dead in Star Wars now? Get thrown into space, wood chipper on camera? And I'm not even sure that would do it. Like, I just don't know. All right. So Hargrave with a $2 super chat. Breaking news, the Lars family is still alive too.
Yeah.
They're very crispy.
It's coming.
They're very crispy.
Those skeletons were actually stormtroopers that they disintegrated, and they were actually hiding and fought off all the stormtroopers. So it's going to be a flashback. Luke leaves after being there and seeing them, thinking it's them, and then they come out of a hole somewhere, you know.
Well,
thank you, Hargrave.
It won't be the first time Beru fought off, the Empire.
Oh,
my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah,
All
we saw her combat skills in Kenobi.
Metuine with a $5 super chat. Surely not all Jedi died. No government agency is that efficient.
So again, this goes back to the whole. There was 100,000 Jedi or whatever the number was. So okay, 50 to 100 survived. Okay, fine, get it. Kenobi warned them off. He was warning someone, right? Don't come back here. Save yourselves. Don't come back. My issue isn't that some might have survived. My issue is the ones who died. The ones who died. Right? Don't bring the ones back who died.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Like, to bring back Ayla Secura is like, that makes no sense.
Did
Think
she have
about
that
her
big of a
death.
following?
No.
No. Luminara.
Yep, she's not dead either. Ezra is still around now. Ahsoka, she's no Jedi. That's fine, but she's alive.
And they're really leaning into the fact that she's no Jedi, by the way, in some of the recent conversation. Apparently, the Empire article that's coming, really leaning into that fact. She's not a Jedi.
Well, she was trained as one. So
I mean, Yoda considered her a Jedi, even at the end. Even when she showed back up, he still called her a Jedi. Still thought of her as a Jedi. But whatever.
Yeah. What a mess. What a mess. All right. It could be worse though. Like, we could be sitting here talking about the Little Mermaid. So I mean, at least we're still talking Star Wars, right? All right.
That's Spider-Man.
So I did get
My
to go
brother said he
see-
watched that new Spider-Man. He said it was good.
Yeah, I hear it's really good.
I watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it.
Did you watch the first one?
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that.
I didn't really care about the first one. I thought the second one was better. It was hard to watch on my eyes. It was killing my eyes, dude.
It was so much. The input.
It was like worse than the Blair Witch Project. It was
really.
Yeah.
There was a lot of input.
Wow.
Man, them comic book folks move fast, dude. You can't. You just can't. You can't keep up with it all.
It was so bright. Everything was so bright, right? It wasn't that it was even the inputs, but it was so vibrant. It's like, wow.
It looked fantastic, but it was hard on my eyes. Yeah, so I'll say that.
Coach hated it.
No. So look, the next article's the one that we covered this past week. Ahsoka kills the entire Star Wars franchise, and the premise of the article is everything that we just talked about. All these people that are still alive. So I don't know if y'all got anything that you want to say about that or not.
I don't really know the context of what they mean there. Ahsoka kills entire Star Wars franchise.
Well, it's a poorly titled article. What the premise is, everything that we just said. All these people survived Order 66, and they just keep adding more and more people who's supposed to have died. It's just bad planning. It makes Star Wars look stupid. Everything Yoda said was wrong. And and that's basically the premise of the article.
Yaddle's going to be back soon.
Well, we know Yaddle's not coming back only because it tells the Jedi, right? But
yeah.
But again, for me personally, I get the reason for this article, but at least this article is talking about, Kanan, Ezra, Ahsoka, Cal Kestis. It's talking about possible other Force users / Jedi that might have been out there that we didn't see die, that we didn't have an investment in necessarily, and understood that they perished in Order 66. Ahsoka might be like one of the main departures there, because George even waffled a little bit. Is she alive? Is she not? What happened? What didn't? And now obviously Filoni is building a lot of this content on Ahsoka, which we'll see here in a little while. But for me, I don't find it hard to believe that somebody survived. That's why there was the Inquisitors, right? That's why there was a mission, post Order 66 to find the remaining Jedi and eliminate them. So we know somebody had to survive. It's just how do they weave that into the storytelling and make it feel organic, that I think we're having a bit of the issue with.
That's a really good point for Obi-Wan to send out the warning message. People did survive.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, Return of the Jedi, Yoda said, "The last of the Jedi will you be."
It's because supposedly Vader went out and hunted them down.
That's right.
Not
Vader and friends now.
Not
right?
the Inquisitors, not Reva, none of that BS.
The same Vader that
Reva
can't
was the
even
worst.
The same Vader that can't even defeat Obi-Wan, who hasn't been training as a Jedi in like 10 years.
In the same Vader who was like anybody that's played the Star Wars Survivor game. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but he was made to look like a bitch in that game. That's the only reason I'm not even bought it.
You can spoil it now, Nick. It's been out long enough.
Oh. So the girl that's running around Cal Kestis, what's her name?
Siri, yeah.
Syria?
Siri, yeah.
Siri, like Apple Siri?
No, Cere. I think her name it's pronounced Siri.
Okay. So Vader should have wiped the floor with her. And she freaking like held her own against him and like he was like struggling and stuff, and it's just like man, I'm not paying full price for this game. Not doing that.
All right. So Nick, since you are feisty with your language a little bit, I'll let you read this one.
Ayla Sakura, now known as the Burkeka. I guess you had me read this because you didn't know how to pronounce any of these fucking words either. Something now known as Something Queen for all the face shots she took and still lived. KK knows about this because her tapes show Iger doing it. KK knows about this because her tapes show Iger doing it. I don't know what she's talking about here.
Well, the chat does. We'll just stop there. Thank you, Felicity, for that. That was very enjoyable. And that will go down in the Hall of Fame moments of EBN. Nick will talk after the stream. And you'll be like, oh. All right. Yeah. Harmonic Shredder with a $20 super chat. Maul's still alive. If he can survive being cut in half, then he's good to take a single saber slash. We'll see. I mean, who knows? Why not, right?
Reva survived too, so why not bring Maul back?
Yep.
Great point.
What about Qui-Gon? I bet Qui-Gon's pissed.
Well, we already saw his Force Ghost, and yeah, he should totally be pissed.
You didn't tell me that was a choice. I could just heal myself. God.
Thank you, Harmonic Shredder. We appreciate that big $20 super chat. And thank you guys. Man, so many of y'all, like Harmonic Shredder with a $20 super chat, Felicity, Matcheween, Hargrave, Nikki, Voltaire, Sundowners, Lucas Garrett, Matt Cave, Louis Tully, Rock Lee, my gosh, Debbie, Nikki, Debbie, Becky, Graf Webb, Morris. The list goes on and on. Thank you all for your support and your super chats. We're going to play this video for you guys right now. Give us a little mental break and we'll be right back. We are UR Echo Base Network. This one is for you. All right, we got another super chat here from Venger with a 10-pound super chat. Qui-Gon didn't die when he got impaled by Maul's lightsaber. He really slipped into a force heal coma, but he did die when the Jedi set him on fire at his funeral.
Ouch. Ouch.
Never thought of that. That is funny, Venger. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. Oh, my goodness. You're a mess. All right, so speaking of the survivors of Order 66, Pablo Hidalgo tweets, since the topic of Jedi survivors came up, I figured I'd share this excerpt from Kershed's interview with Lucas, where he shares his thoughts and some numbers that might find understandably surprising. He says, it starts out a few years after Return of the Jedi. We established pretty quickly that there's this underworld. There are these offshoot stormtroopers who started their own planets, and that Luke is trying to restart the Jedi. He puts the word out. So out of 100,000 Jedi, maybe 50 or 100 are left. The Jedi have to grow again from scratch. So Luke has to find 2- and 3-year-olds and train them. It'll be 20 years before you have a new generation of Jedi. And that is apparently according to George Lucas. Thoughts, gentlemen?
This is what I was alluding to earlier, right? It's so again, we know they didn't all get wiped out, right? We at least know they didn't wipe out Yoda and Kenobi. Okay, fine, but it stands to reason, you know, Kenobi warned off remaining Jedi, and we've seen this whole concept of the path now introduced either in the Kenobi series or at the same time in the Survivor game. So we know there were Force users / Jedi that did survive. And so I think that makes for interesting storytelling, you know, like Cal Kestis, like even it's Ezra, it's these people that were introduced as new Jedi that we had no previous frame of reference on that are making their way and that we can tell an interesting story around. I personally, I think that's good, right? But what I'm not supportive of, again, I know I'm repeating, but don't go back and try and, retcon or recontextualize things that we think we saw or that we believe we did see, especially in the original canon, to try and then put it in a comic. I have a very particular opinion on what happens in the comics as far as the hierarchy of canon goes. It just feels cheap to me, right? When you go back and do that, it's just like the cheap of the cheap. You're just trying to sell more comics now, I guess, by bringing some of these things back. To me, it feels completely unnecessary.
Right.
Yeah.
Ted?
Yeah, I agree. It's just there's so many other things to choose from. They could make a brand new character, and they just refuse to make new ideas. They just keep rehashing the old stuff, changing the old stuff, making it their own, and it just sucks. Just make something new. It would not have been nobody even cared about Ayla Secura. Nobody knows about her. You bring her back. Why?
I kind of did.
I don't even know who that is.
I would not have. I couldn't play.
So to be fair, Nick did not watch the Clone Wars. No. Not really. So I get it, and he's not a big, huge fan of the prequels. So no, I totally get it. Ayla Secura was played by Amy Allen. Nick, she's the blonde-headed girl that worked at Lucasfilm. She was the one that was shot down in the middle of the jungle. She was surrounded by all the clone troopers. They were just shooting her body.
Oh, God. Oh,
she was the Blue Twi'lek.
Yeah.
Now you know. I know who that is.
She died, right, Nick?
Yeah.
No, she didn't. George kills her.
You got to find that video. You got to find that video that X-Wing had last night.
Just like boom, boom, and they put the tree, but that tree is like because they can't at that time, they couldn't.
Yeah, but
they couldn't show her like
there were 20 shots before the tree got in the way.
100% agree with you, Ted. 100%.
Yep. It's silly. I mean, there's so many. Just pick somebody else.
We've actually had a dialogue with her and her husband, who was the drummer for Hoobastank. And they have contemplated coming on the channel.
But then they thought we were blacklisted like Star Wars Theory. And
but we've been blacklisted, and they said all communication stopped. Okay.
Well, that's not nice.
Because we're black pills, I guess. All right, so here's what I need. We can continue to roll.
Doom Guy Hoobastank is a band.
Hoobastank,
not Hoobaskank.
Hoobastank.
Matt, I need to go get a coffee refill.
Sure.
Matt, take us through the Cliff Notes, Rissman's notes through the Ahsoka news, and then once you wrap that up, I'm gonna run us through our non-Star Wars topics, and then we'll end the show. Okay. So we still got a little bit left. Let me go get a coffee refill, and I'll be right back.
All right. So let me bring this. I can do.
Rissman's got all the show notes.
I can do it, Nick. I can do it. So again, they're ramping up. Obviously, we still believe they haven't said otherwise. So we're still believing that Ahsoka is coming in August. And so Empire here in this,
and they haven't given an actual date. I don't think
they haven't.
Yeah,
they have not. And so
sometime in August
31st.
I hope they don't choose to delay some things because this strike is going on now long enough. Even right this moment, even if they made a decision and came to consensus tomorrow, which they won't do.
This thing's been going on for almost a month.
It has. We're at like day 32 or 30, but this is one of those things where there, the content providers like Disney Plus is going to have to decide: do we take these ones that are in the can, ready to go, and do we put them out on the schedule we had planned, or do we delay them? Because Ahsoka's done and Skeleton Crew is done. And what we're seeing here in this article is we'll see some business here. This is actually kind of cool. This is Ahsoka and then in the back, if you see, it's Thrawn. This is Ahsoka superimposed on Thrawn as one of the covers of this upcoming Empire article. So again, it's the right time for them to start with the media blitz, right? For the media blitz on Ahsoka. This this edition of Empire comes out here on June the 8th, and it's going to be a lot around what's going on here in this in this series. And I'll bring up the next one, because I think this one actually has some. Let me stop this one. Let me start this one up. This one talks a little bit more about, it's what I said earlier about Ahsoka is a wanderer at the start of her series, says Dave Filoni. She walks a path that died out a long time ago. So this is still really leaning into the fact that she's a wanderer at this point in a lot of ways of any organization such, because of the power that comes with it as a group. But her wariness of institutions contributes to the loneliness of her journey. So this is really leaning into she whether you think she was a Jedi or not, whatever, but she's kind of like, I saw what all happened there. It didn't work out well. I'm a loner by trade. I'm having an issue here. You know, I helped the rebellion start up a bit. And she said, you know, what is that like? If you're a loner, you have a very small circle of friends. What's it like then when you try to open back up? And this talks about, you know, her coming back with her previous friends, obviously on this story, you know, to look for Ezra and to think about Thrawn, and some interesting things here. She has some one foot in the Star Wars that a lot of people know because of her connection to Anakin, and yet she's all new and can go in her own direction in her own way. I think that makes her an interesting bridge between what came before and what's really possible. And then again, he says, you know, the biggest question is, what will Ahsoka's co-creator, George Lucas think? It's almost like when you turn in a big paper at school, laughs Filoni. It's like, here it is. Fingers crossed it makes the grade.
George Lucas is going to look at this and be like, I don't really care anything about this. She's supposed to be dead. It's not my thing anymore. Go do whatever you want.
So here's an interesting
I don't
thing.
think George gives two F's about any of this Ahsoka stuff.
So something we didn't cover when I was gushing all over Tony Gilroy in that interview that Deadline put out, George Lucas called Gilroy and they had like a 45-minute conversation about that time period and Andor and everything that was going on, and they had a really good conversation about the direction, and apparently, you know, George was quite complimentary of the things that you know, that Gilroy was doing, and of course he was like over the moon. Obviously, he's like, oh my God, you know, the creator called me. You know, we had a conversation about what I was doing, and apparently I didn't F it up. You know, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. But now here we have Filoni making these offhanded comments about Ahsoka. I mean, what do you all think, right? What are the critical barriers? I always talk about barriers to entry, right? What are the critical barriers to entry to overcome to make this series successful?
Common sense.
That's a big part. That's a big part.
Why, if she's not a Jedi, why is she even hanging around, Luke?
Did you say what do they have to overcome to make this show successful?
I did, Coach. I did. What are the barriers to entry that we have to get past to make this a slam? I know you've got it. But
hot take here. Go. They can't make it, and I don't care what Dave Filoni says. They can't make it Rebels season 6. They had 5 seasons, right? Or 4.
Something like that.
4. This will be Rebels 5.
They can't make it Rebels season 5, and that's something for me that I have to reconcile. and I have a hard time doing it. I don't like when you bring characters from before the original trilogy that were never in the original trilogy, and now they're a main character again after the original trilogy. That doesn't work for me. And now you're doing it like in an overload. We're getting Ezra, Chopper. I mean, you name the whole gang is there besides Kanan with Ahsoka. And this is the problem that I have with Dave Filoni. So that's my take. A lot of people are going to be like, "Forget Coach, I'm unsubscribing."
Where were those people during the original trilogy? Why?
Oh, but they're going to say, "Oh, but
it's a big universe." But then they shrink it down in all these shows to where all these people cross paths, like.
No.
Like background characters and stuff. Like, oh, look, here's freaking Walrus Man and the other dude from the Cantina Bar in Rogue One.
Doctor guy, yeah. So as a huge Rebels fan, I'm kind of okay with it being Rebels season 5, but what it really comes back to for me is always the story. Are they telling an interesting story? And if this is Filoni's riff on Heir to the Empire with Shin and Balon, God bless, let Ray Stevenson rest in peace, right? But I mean, if this is his riff on that story with those folks sort of fulfilling some of those parts, will it feel authentic? And for me, the barrier to entry again, will folks who are super invested in that Zahn trilogy, will they be able to get around that, and will they nail Thrawn? And I guess I'm being very vague there by nail Thrawn, as again, as we know, as I think we know, Lars is coming. Well, we know Lars is coming back as Thrawn. The version of Thrawn we're getting is the Rebels Thrawn, and apparently they're dialing it up a bit. Super villainous. They're bringing back Morgan Elsbeth, at the magistrate, to help out and do some things.
Because we need her, because she was in a whole episode of Mando.
It's so funny because there was an interview. I don't know if I put it in the notes, but there was an interview with her, and she was like, "I didn't even know my name." She literally said, "I didn't know my character had a name until I watched the episode and somebody called my name out." She's like, "I didn't know what my name was." So she said, "I didn't know I was coming back, and then I came back and I had all these conversations and this, that, and the other." So again, they have to take all of this. By they, I mean Filoni, right, Coach? I mean, he has to really nail this storytelling and overcome all of that. Well, why aren't you just telling the real Heir to the Empire story? Why if you're doing all of this, you have to make it extra special, I think, to appeal to those folks who are already like, this is not my Heir to the Empire. Right, this is not what I think of when I think of Thrawn. This is not what I think of when I think of the story. I don't know. I really, really don't know.
Nick?
I mean, I agree with everything that they said. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to add.
All right. James Isco with a $3 super sticker.
Hey,
Thank you, sir.
What's up?
Magnificent beard.
Lynn.
He's got a long one.
Lynn with a $10 super chat. This has been one of the best, funniest streams in a while. Great to have you back, guys. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn. Take care.
We appreciate that. Glad that you are enjoying it. Channel Star Fox,
yes.
With a $5 super chat. Django wasn't beheaded. He hit his head in his chest plate.
Yeah.
He does.
That's what they'll come up and say.
I don't think Django is back.
Yoda didn't die. He became the recliner.
He became the recliner. No.
I swear. I was told that. Scott Edwards with $1.99. Why are y'all hesitant about Ahsoka and Mando? Well, I'll answer that first.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant about it because both shows are Favreau and Filoni, and that stock has been on a decline.
Yeah.
They started off hot, and it's just been a downward spiral, and they got to do something. Like we said it earlier. What was the name of that show? Andor was better than Mando season 3. And Andor came out before Mando season 3.
Mm-hmm.
There was no way I thought that Mandalorian season 3 was not going to be as good for me as Andor.
Yeah.
And then the show started.
And the thing is, when Mando season 3 started, we were like, this is freaking great. He's already been baptized in the waters. We're moving past that story point. Now we're going to get on to bigger, better things. They're not going to stretch this out through the whole season. Like, I was like, all right, good. I'm on board. Let's keep going. And then it just drug on and drug out and just got weird and stupid and cringy. And I'm like, it got to the point where it's like, what am I watching? Like, this is nothing like season 1 or 2 of Mando.
Hey, the scooper, Jason Ward, told us all. He didn't mean to, but he told us all how bad it was going to be.
I
never even saw that.
And he was right. All of his leaks.
Right.
We knew pretty much the whole season before it even finished. Like, he was ahead of the game on all of it. And awful.
F. Jason Ward.
You're so bad. Don't do that. Don't do that.
And last but not least, Special Ray has joined our member family.
Our friend, Special Ray.
Welcome to the EBN member family.
Special Ray is a Jedi Knight. So
Hail, Special Ray.
Thank you, Special Ray. We are UR Echo Based Network. Special Ray, this is for you.
Welcome to the party, Pat. Turn up the heat and it's getting ready to pop.
Okay. Rispin, did you finish the Ahsoka everything?
I think so. The only thing I didn't cover was the Shin article and the Lars article. Keep going. Just keep going.
All right. So if everybody didn't know, just a really quick update. Disney Plus now has all 4 Indiana Jones movies. Well, all 3 Indiana Jones movies, if you're one of those.
And the Young Indiana Jones series.
Yes, they do have that as well. I have not watched that. I've never seen it.
Never
seen
watched
it.
it.
Should I go back and watch it?
Oh, we must watch. We should do.
got a few really good
something
episodes
on the Young Indiana Jones.
I know Harrison Ford was in one of the episodes.
It's fun. There's a lot
It's
of
hit and
them, too, by
miss,
the way.
but
There's
yeah.
20 some odd episodes of that. I think it's a fun little series.
I think I might start it tonight with my daughter. She wants to watch a new show, so why not?
Watch it. Yeah, very fun. Very fun.
Real quick, Dan, that series, that movie or series, I don't even know if it's a movie or a series, but it looks interesting.
Oh,
I don't know
Flaming
if
Hot, I don't know about. What is Flaming Hot?
So Flaming Hot is the story of the immigrant Mexican who works at Frito-Lay, who comes up with the Flaming Hot Cheetos, the different flavors.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Janitor or whatever.
Yeah. He was basically like a low tier employee there, and he was like coming up with different flavor ideas and that sort of stuff. Because if you remember back in the day, we just had like Fritos that was just plain chips. You had Ruffles, you know, and if you wanted something different, you'd get like Doritos, you know, or something like that. Well, he started coming up with all these different flavors, and it's the story of how this whole flavor craze happened. Now you got like Takis, you got jalapeno chips, you got all these different flavors across the board, you know, and it's sort of the story of how all that came about. It looks very interesting. I'm interested in seeing Flaming Hot.
I'm going to look it up. Do we know if it's a series or is it a movie?
I don't know if it's a series or a movie. I've seen the previews for it. and it looks interesting.
I'll have to look more. It's not coming up, but that sounds real. I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I would love to see?
What?
Me playing Diablo 4. That's my next thing that I've got on the agenda. Can Diablo 4 bring the Diablo franchise back? Many people are saying that Diablo 4 is the best game in the franchise. That remains to be seen. I got to play it. I'm a Diablo 2 fanatic. I enjoyed Diablo 3 after they fixed it. It took them about a year. They got a good game now.
It's the only reason I'm not buying Diablo 4 day one.
Well, I am definitely doing it and playing it, at least just to get through the story.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to play with anybody the first few days because I'm probably just going to watch the story.
I was talking to Patrick yesterday. One of his buddies pre-ordered it and actually got a copy early, so he's already playing it right now.
Everybody who pre-ordered is playing it now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've been watching Tron play it. His early
Oh,
access.
okay. Nice.
Let me rephrase. If you bought the Ultimate Edition or the whatever, there's 3 tiers. Bottom tier is the regular $70 game. You got the $80 game and the $100 game. If you bought a $100 or an $80 game, you can play right now. If you pre-ordered with the standard edition of the game, you cannot play early. So basically, you're paying $20 extra to be able to play early. And I'm not doing that. I respect you guys that are doing it. I will play it at launch like the majority of everybody. I didn't play the beta. I haven't played at all. I have been watching a lot of videos, so I know a little bit about what's going on. And I answered my own question. I was like, I want to watch the story. Well, this isn't that kind of game. This isn't a linear, just go through the story. I need to play with people, like to run around and loot and level up and stuff. Because if I just go through the story, the game's going to be harder for me. Because I won't be the level I need to be able to open up the 4th difficulty level, which is called Torment. But anyways, all that being said, I am very excited about Diablo 4. I don't play games very much anymore. This is one that I'm waiting on.
You all are killer on Diablo. Watching you all play Diablo together.
Well, I'm a killer on Diablo 2 and 3 because I played them a lot.
Well, I mean, I'm sure this one.
It's going to take a lot of practice.
Yeah.
But
I get burnt out on games. I can't play them like Coach does. Like Coach will do runs and runs and runs and runs over and over and over and over. I can't do that. I lose interest quick. Like I need constant progression. So yeah. Like I'm definitely playing. Well, I wouldn't say definitely. I'm going to play Diablo 4 if once it's completely out, there's no problems, and everybody else is agreeing with what the other corporate media reviews and stuff are saying of the game. I'll definitely get it and play it for sure.
Yep, absolutely.
And just to confirm, the Flaming Hot, I found it. It's an hour and 40-minute movie.
Okay, so it is
coming on Hulu, and it's got also Tony Shalhoub, who played what's his name? That show is coming back, Monk, and then also Dennis Haysbert is in it. You know, the old school Dennis Haysbert from
President in 24.
Yeah, from 24, and also now commercial fame. But yes, Flaming Hot is coming. Here
looks like a very interesting movie. I've been seeing the previews for it, and I definitely, it's definitely one that's on my radar to check out.
Yeah.
So we played the member video for Special Ray, and Aurora Uplink says, "Wait, is that video a threat to Special Ray or a welcome?" So that was a welcome. That was a welcome.
That was a welcome.
Special Ray is a funny person, though, so we like Special Ray. Thank you, Aurora. Yeah, that's right. Debbie Young with a $4.99 super chat. I want to thank Tron his brother and mother for the mama bear pillow they gave me.
Oh,
well, that is
Oh,
awesome,
yeah.
Mama Bear.
Oh, very sweet.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Well, gentlemen, that's all I've got. Is there anything you guys want to say on our way out here? Patreon, Nick, channel update.
So somebody did ask about the Light and Magic docu-series. We are going to be releasing that. I'm probably going to work on that.
We have a giveaway. Sundowners is reminding.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
Sundowners.
Sundowners.
He said,
Sundowners
the
still
giveaway.
here?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
He just said the
Okay.
giveaway.
All right. So I am going to be working on releasing those back up on our Patreon page. Probably over the next 2 weeks. I still have the entire series. I have to edit in a way to where we can repost it, because I just literally just uploaded the whole thing, the full episodes, and
well, it takes us some time now because we kind of have to watch it too.
Yeah, exactly. So, but they are coming. They are coming.
So what are we giving away? I mean, I don't need to actual, but we have to put the keyword.
Oh yeah.
So Sundowners.
Why don't you send Sundowners a link, Nick, to join?
Yeah.
Do that too. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, because he could probably show it. I don't know if
he's going to be
available.
streaming here in a few minutes himself. So we could all kind of head over there here at the end.
Yeah, I think he streamed during one of our Thursday night chill streams, and right when we exited, I saw that he had been going for a while. Okay, so he sent us. Okay, I think he sent us an article. Yeah, he sent us an article on this Ahsoka thing that we already talked about.
He said 10 p.m. Central Time is when he is streaming.
Right. Sundowners, I just sent you the link to the stream on the email.
Here in top of the hour, he's streaming. Yeah.
So,
I've got the Nightbot ready. Just pop them on, and then we'll figure out.
Hey, Sundowners is doing a giveaway, chat. So I guarantee you, it's going to be good.
It's not going to be crap, right? He always has good stuff.
Yep. Drunk 3PO showed he got the Next Generation cards. He opened them all, showed us the autograph ones that he got. He didn't have a card in there, but he did open them.
There he is.
There he is. What's going on?
Hey,
what's going on?
Don't
Sean?
get me started on Drunk 3PO.
Did you see the unboxing where he opened them all?
I did.
He had no idea. He's like, well, I don't. I mean,
He's like, I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is.
So real quick, so Rispin goes, "Hey, we're doing this giveaway," and so Drunk 3PO puts his name in the mix, right? And he wins it. And then when he gets it, he goes, "Somebody sent me this. I won this.
I don't know what it is.
On the channel, I think it was Echo Base."
Yeah, he didn't know what it was or anything. It was actually pretty funny.
So first of all, is Nikki still around?
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah, she's here. She's in the chat.
So she gets to pick. I know she wants Thrawn, so she gets to pick between. And I know which one she's going to pick. We know between this. This was from ICC Nashville.
Oh,
she has to come on to tell you.
Yeah, so that was.
Where's she at? You want her to come on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Nikki, you want to come on?
Brittany Jackson was an artist there. She does kind of a comic book feel. I don't know if you guys went by her booth, Coach and Nick, but Brittany.
They had a booth. We did.
Yeah, at Brittany and Art. So I'll maybe put some of her stuff.
The art ones we kind of sped past those.
Yeah,
we were more into like the toys.
So Nikki can choose that one. I really like this one, Coach. This was Empire Strikes Back.
Oh
cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But so Nikki can choose between that first Thrawn one, but she's going to pick this one.
Oh, nice.
That is dope.
Nice.
And that is.
I didn't see any. I didn't see any of those there. I'm guessing probably because I ran past all the art stuff and was just looking at the toys.
This guy, Joe Caroni, I bought a couple of Daenerys Targaryen and Jon Snow ones I'm going to talk about on my stream. because I'm going to the San Antonio Superhero Con and I get to do the photo op with Amelia Clarke and Kit Harington. The first time they'll be together since Game of Thrones. So,
wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
I found this weekend. We got to give, since you guys are the Star Wars go-to channel. This is, if you look it up online, it is the Topps Chrome 2023 set. $149.95 online, right? So this is a $150 set, and you're guaranteed. So if you pull it up online, Risman, you can probably see this. If you pull up online, Topps Chrome 2023 Star Wars, you're guaranteed of one autograph card inside, and there are some that they show online that are signed by Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. If you get that one, that's a hell of a one to pick. There's Adam Driver.
Risman's putting in for this.
Yeah, there's this is. I mean,
where did Nikki go? Okay, there she is.
I got so excited I glitched out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's like, oh my God. She's like, oh, I'm here, I'm gone.
Listen, you don't get camera because a good lady needs at least a 10-minute warning.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have to turn your camera on. It's all good.
So, Nikki, did you see the two Thrawn options you could choose from?
You already freaking know me. Of course, I want that one.
Okay.
Dude, you're awesome. Like, I'm seriously gonna cry because I never have good Thrawn merch. Like, it's so impossible to come by nowadays.
This guy, Joe.
I didn't see. I was saying the same thing, Coach. Did you?
I didn't look hard enough. I don't want to.
I didn't really look at the artwork.
I didn't see any Thrawn stuff there really at all. Did you?
Let's see.
But
this guy,
like I said, we blew past the art.
Shut up, Nick. I'm freaking simping over Jon Snow right now.
Oh, okay.
Dude, this guy did so much good stuff. And I'm gonna when I meet, I don't know. You guys probably know the rules better than I do, but Matt, when I go to do the autograph and the photo op with Amelia Clarke, Kit Harington, do they let you get them to sign stuff original, or do you have to pick between what's on their table?
Oh my!
Oh no,
God,
you can bring your own stuff. Bring your own stuff, and they'll sign it. They don't care.
What I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna get if I get a chance, I'm gonna get Kit Harington and Amelia to sign this one, and then I'm gonna go try to find the other people and get them all to sign it, because this is the same artist that did the Thrawn one, and he's really good, Joe Caroni.
Hey, hot take. I am a Cersei guy.
That's not a hot take.
Cersei.
Okay. That's okay. I'm in Cersei.
I mean, you're from the South, so you would like ancestral women.
Okay. I would like what?
Ancestral women. She keeps it in the family.
You're kind of a meanie. You're a meaniehead.
No, Cersei's badass, dude. Lena Headey, she's great.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So Sundowners, it's safe to say you're giving away artwork, or what are we giving away? So I have to.
We're giving away this. We're giving away $149.95 to Echo Base, whoever you choose. Let's make sure that it's not anybody that won on the last go round.
Well, I mean,
there's not any way for us to really prevent.
Okay,
that.
then we're gonna. Then it is what it is. So
if they want to just disqualify them.
Should we make this members only, Matt, or open to everybody? It's your call.
I can do it however you want.
Actually, it's Sundowners' call.
It's Sundowners.
He's doing the giveaway.
Is this everybody in chat or members only?
It's your call.
Let's roll the dice. Let's do everybody in chat.
All right,
okay.
So the keyword's just going to be stuff. STUFF.
Yeah.
Just type stuff. Type stuff in the chat.
Yeah.
That keeps it that keeps it very easy. Just type stuff. It doesn't matter. I figured out now. It doesn't have to be lower.
It has to be all lowercase.
No, it doesn't matter. It matches.
Oh,
the
does
first
it?
letter
Okay.
is always capitalized. It's fine. Just type stuff.
Okay.
Just type stuff.
All right, hang on.
In the past, I remember it all had to be lower.
So I'm still thinking about
I think Nightbot fixed that.
I'm still thinking about Thrawn. What is he giving away? I wasn't even paying
We don't know, Nikki.
Oh, okay.
Just
Oh
giving
my
things.
God.
I put stuff. We don't know.
That is going right behind me, and it's going to be on every stream that I'm on. That is beautiful right there.
Hey, look. Bam! I'm in there.
I'm in there too.
That's so bad. That's so bad.
Hey, as long as
if one of y'all win, it's gonna be like #rigged. It's gonna be.
Hey,
like,
Matt, did you see?
We won't win.
Did you see? I sent a note to that Star Wars girl after Drunk did the Star Trek, and I said, "Can you please tell him what he's got?" And she was like,
"Yeah, if he
don't
doesn't
ever
want
send him
please
anything
send him
again."
This way. Send them this way. Send them this way. All right, so we've got 34 folks registered. So if anyone else, again, if you don't want it, well, this is such great stuff. But if you don't
Nikki,
want it, don't type it. But
Nikki,
stuff,
did you like Nick reading that super chat?
Oh my God.
I don't even know what I was reading.
Don't Google it unless you want like the FBI knocking on your door.
Yeah, we'll talk later, Nick.
It was great though. She
All right,
tweeted it out and tagged you guys.
I saw it.
Last call on the giveaway before I roll it. So if anyone who wants to enter, there you go. Paul Anthony's got it. Anybody else? Just type stuff. One more time. One going once, going twice. Ready? Here we go. I'm gonna roll it. Oh my goodness. Matt Cave won.
Wow.
Oh,
Matt Cave won.
Good things happen to good people.
X-Wing was like a tattoo. Like Matt Cave Gaming. Well done, brother. Well
Hey, he's got a
done.
good channel.
wow.
I like Matt Cave's channel. He's got a really good channel.
Oh, he does a great job. He does a great job. He's been with us for a long
Oh,
time.
look at all the rigged. Everyone's now rigged.
Rigged.
Oh,
It's 2020 all over again.
Congrats, Matt Cave.
Hey guys,
you're
He's
exactly
almost
right,
to
Jim.
1,000.
for everybody that says it's rigged, you got to keep tuning into all these streams because there's always more than one, right? There's always more than one.
Well, speaking
It's getting
of,
out of hand. No,
tell everybody where they can find you here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing mainly a Game of Thrones stream tonight, just talking about some of the latest around what's going on, some of the set picks.
I got a sub to you. That's right up my alley.
House of the Dragon.
Right after game, Star Wars for me, it's the Song of Ice and Fire universe.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about some of the casting news, and then we're going to talk about some set photos that have come out on location in Spain, and then we're going to talk a little bit about maybe reading the tea leaves around Emilia Clarke and Kit Harington making their first appearance together, if there's anything to that, or if it's just coincidence. So
I have a question. I have been through Game of Thrones 3 times. It's been a while. I've got a 15-year-old daughter.
Oh, no.
With 1, I won't tell my wife.
Okay.
2, I will fast forward through all naughty scenes.
That's going to be a lot of fast forwarding.
Not really.
I think there's even guides you can find online that tell you which ones to like avoid and stuff.
Yeah, you can go through episode summaries where they like the Sansa scene and the wedding scene and some of the stuff with Daenerys. There's things online where you can look at the.
Episode 1, you see brother and sister freaking getting it on. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of mature themes, but I'm sure at her age and nowadays won't be too shocking. Sadly,
if I had a daughter, I wouldn't let her watch it till she was over 18.
You say that now.
But I would be hardcore. Like I always said that if I ever had kids and I had a daughter, that would be God's punishment to me for everything I did wrong in my life. Because I'd probably end up in jail, and I would be super overprotective, just because I know how.
What's the most like rated R stuff she's seen in the past? Do you know?
I've already changed my mind.
Okay, good. Better off. Because you know what? If you
We're
fast
gonna watch
forward,
Deadgum Pete's Dragon here in a minute.
if you fast forward through all the naughty parts, you're missing like 80% of the show. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Coach, because the scenes that they had in some of those seasons, they weren't just nudity but they were tough. They were tough to watch. I mean, it's
graphic.
Yeah, David and Dan.
There were some scenes in that show. Even if I went back and watched it now, I'd have to fast forward through.
Yeah.
As a grown man adult.
When you watch it the first time, it's shocking. But I was like, I don't want to see that again.
Yeah.
One time was more than enough. No more times. No more times. Thank you.
All right. So here we go right here. If I had a son, I would be way more lenient on a son than a daughter.
Oh, yeah.
But I would definitely let my son watch The Expendables at age 11.
The Expendables it's a fun.
It's like
movie.
a fun action movie.
Yeah.
Like a callback to 80s action.
It's a horrible movie, by the way. The Expendables is a horrible movie.
I feel like violent.
Game of Thrones is on a whole nother level.
I feel like violent scenes versus like sexually graphic scenes, I feel like are 2 different tiers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So. And there's both in Game of Thrones. So.
Yeah.
But I do think for each everybody has different stages of maturity and development. I do think when she gets to a certain age, whatever that ends up being, Coach, I think that you can make a case that Game of Thrones, the series and the books, have some of the best written, strongest, most nuanced character written females in anything you'll ever see. I mean, there's such a vast
You can watch
difference.
House of the Dragon with her. There's only like 1 or 2 scenes you'd have to fast forward through.
That's true.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, they're some of the strongest female
That
characters.
that first scene in House of the Dragon. Oh, I just can't.
It's great. It's so realistic. It's
Talking
awesome.
about the birth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, that was
go.
tough.
Yeah.
I couldn't even watch it the first time around.
Oh, I did. I
I
did.
didn't.
But I regret
I didn't.
it. I regret it.
I literally started playing on my phone and looked away. Like I'm a big huge puss when it comes to stuff like that.
I can't take the blood. In the right.
You had two birth scenes in season 1 that were rough.
Oh, I can't. Don't. Let's move on. Let's move on. Oh.
But yeah, so that's a tough one. Yeah, everybody has a different stage of maturity. When I was 11, my dad let me watch Revenge of the Nerds and Porky, so that goes without saying, right?
Yeah. Hey, I was watching Predator, Commando,
But back when we were young, right, Nick? I mean, what was considered shocking?
Yeah, shocking back then it was not the same.
Ted knows,
it's shocking
right?
today.
Like today, that's nothing. Today, that's like on ABC. Back then, it was all different.
Because we've been so desensitized.
But you know what? There are a lot of those movies from the 80s. You couldn't make them today. No, Hollywood would not allow you to make them today. 16 Candles.
You can't even make movies today that were made 10 years ago. That's
you said Revenge of the Nerds and Porkies? Oh, hell no.
No way.
Porkies.
No.
You can't make any of the Porkies now.
Freaking Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder you couldn't make right now.
No way.
I haven't seen it, and I know that's a huge sin.
You never seen
my gosh.
I've seen a lot of clips, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
Good. I mean, canceled. I mean, boom, canceled.
It's right up my alley.
It's so good.
But was it Ben Stiller that someone asked him about that about a year ago, and he said he stood behind it. He said, you can't go back and have revisionist, like, we made it. It was a good movie, and I stand behind it. If you don't understand the satire, then
And whatever happened to Tom Cruise, Apple Bottom Jeans? There was supposed to be a whole nother movie. What happened?
Tom did an interview like when Maverick came out last year, and he said there was something on his table around Les Grossman that he was interested in doing.
Les Grossman, so funny.
Man, he was one of the best parts in Tropic Thunder.
Dude.
His character.
We need to do
him and Robert Downey Jr. were like the two, and I even like Matthew McConaughey's part in it.
So I hate Matthew McConaughey, but I liked him in that movie. So, Coach, one night, not tonight, we should do a Tropic Thunder watch party.
Get my reaction to it.
I've never seen it.
Oh, really?
So you're with
oh my
me.
God.
All right, me and you, Coach, we're the virgin.
Oh, we should do it tonight.
Wow.
We should do it tonight.
You're gonna,
hey, Coach, just know that
love it all at the same time.
I don't think you can watch it tonight, can you, Nick?
No.
Sorry.
Right.
I'm always gonna laugh at you, Nick.
Something to look forward to.
Join
the Patreon for Tropic Thunder watch.
Didn't they base Les Grossman on Ari Emanuel or some agent?
Yes. 100%.
Well, it's like I said last night. One of my favorite comedies is The Birdcage, and in that movie, Robin Williams uses the F word, the gamer word, and that's what he calls Nathan Lane. You can't make that today, even if it's them doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, if you haven't seen The Birdcage, please.
It's a great
watch
movie.
it. It's amazing.
I haven't seen that either.
Yes, watch it. It's great.
I don't watch a lot of stuff. I'm kind of boring.
We got good stuff for you.
Look, I'm always making videos.
You are.
That is true. That is true.
Hey, one thing I will say is, hey, Coach, I mean, obviously you love Back to the Future, right? You love the Back to the Future films.
I like them.
There's a documentary on Apple right now called Still around Michael J. Fox.
I haven't watched yet.
And it is.
I heard it's good. Yeah.
It's emotional, like for someone like me.
Am I going to cry, though, Sundowners? Am I going to cry if I watch that?
Yeah, you will. But it's, man, it for someone who grew up in the 80s and Michael J. Fox was such a huge part of, my growing up, and to realize that he got Parkinson's in 1990 and he's been dealing with it for that long, it's it is fun to watch, and it parts of the history of the movies he made and how he went back and forth from Family Ties to Back to the Future. But then it gets into the struggles of Parkinson's, and he's a fighter, though, man. The one thing that documentary shows you is that guy is a fighter.
Well, he wasn't supposed to, God bless him, but he wasn't supposed to last this long, right? So every time I see a Michael J. Fox, like headline, I'm like, did he pass? I hope not. I was like, is he still with us? I mean, he
works out every day. He has it there. Yeah. He works out every single day. And when they were filming it, I don't want to give too much away, but he keeps falling. He falls down. So he's got bruises, and he had his jaw reconstructed, rewired, and just from falling. But he gets up and he starts over, and his family. So it's a really powerful documentary, but it takes you back to the 80s, and when you see it all, you're like, oh my God, someone who grew up during that time. Yeah. It was great to watch. That's something worth checking out. But yeah, so one thing I'll say is Matt Cave, it's a good thing you're in the United States, because I'm not shipping any more stuff overseas.
Wait, so what is that again? Did I ask this already? Am I dumb?
No, we kind of asked. I'm not sure what it is. I missed it. What did he win?
This right here?
Yeah.
It's a Topps Chrome card set, 2023 Star Wars. It's got one autograph card inside. It's valued at $149. So if you get this online, it's $149.95.
Ooh,
and
nice.
You have a chance to get and Rispin, I think I may have sent you the link, but the Topps link online, it's got Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen signed card. It's got Adam Driver. So you have a chance to get something in here that is worth a good bit more than the box cost.
Amazing.
So,
is that for a card game, or is it just
no?
cards?
It's just like a Pokemon. Like you open it up and it's got card packs in it, just like the Star Trek Next Generation. So you draw the cards. It's kind of like some of the Game of Thrones ones I've got. Over here, you'll get variations of cards. So you'll get autograph cards from certain actors in the show. So there's 3 autographs right there from Game of Thrones.
Quick question for you, Sundowners. Do you have any of the Valyrian steel swords?
I don't have any of the swords, and the only reason I don't know if Coach and I or Nick and I talked about this, but I have an 8-year-old and an almost 10-year-old boys.
Not a good idea, yeah.
And
he's got his guns hidden too.
So
I've
got
Needle, because it was like the smallest and cheapest one.
Yeah.
I really wanted Ice and Oathbreaker, but that was.
I would have all of them, but my wife was like, if you put a sword up in that room, she'll use it on me. So
Sundowners, several folks are asking in the chat, just for confirmation, is there a game associated with the cards, or are they just collectors?
No, it's just collectible card packs. Okay. So you would buy these online or at a store that sells baseball cards, football cards. These are collectibles. So some people never open these boxes. Like some of the Game of Thrones ones I've got.
Do it live, Matt.
Yeah, do it live. Do it live.
Yeah, the answer is always yes, Matt Cave. The answer is always yes on the.
You got to learn from these grifters on here. Yes.
Yeah. So like the same place that I got this is they sell like the collectible Star Wars ones. Like here's a PSA 10 for Mark Hamill, Return of the Jedi.
Nice.
So I'll go in there and I'll bypass all the sports stuff and I'll say, what do you have pop culture? And they'll say, here's the Game of Thrones, here's Star Trek, here's, so I'm always looking for what they've got in there to do giveaways. But I learned a lesson of not shipping anything overseas. I got burned.
I heard about that.
Yeah. When you ever do the overseas, you have to. What I found is you find the sites that will ship directly overseas, so you're not the one doing it. Otherwise, it's a crap.
It was $290 to ship to England.
Yeah, no, it's expensive.
Damn.
That's why I say you let the site you're buying from encumber that shipping, and they take care of it.
Are you taking it there personally?
Yeah. I tell you, I probably could get an airline ticket for within a couple $100 of that. So, but that's okay.
All right, Coach, bring us home. We can keep talking forever. Bring us.
Yeah, let's look. That's going to do it. We got a new member. James Insco has joined Echo Base Network.
Welcome.
Yay. All right.
What's up?
Yeah.
Awesome stash.
Here, like,
is that really him? Oh my.
Yeah, that's one of my high school buddies. We
All
got
right.
a members video for that one.
Next giveaway, we'll do a members only.
You
Coach.
got it.
How
Go
about
ahead.
that?
Welcome
All
him
right.
in.
All right, hang on. Let me find one.
Oh, it's gonna find
All
a
right.
video.
Let's see here.
It's not going to be a members video.
No, I know, but it's okay.
I know
Let's
exactly what he's
do-
Pee-wee Herman.
Let's do this one. Welcome to the Echo Base Network member family. This video is for you.
Welcome to the party, Pat. Turn up the heat and it's getting ready to pop.
I'll do you one better.
I can do that if you want. How, oh.
Ah, boo!
I know. I've seen King's Advisors in the chat. I love that video because every time all I hear is Caleb. It's like,
It freaking blows my eardrums.
Just having a
Lord.
great time.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for popping in. Sundowners, thank you for the giveaway. That is awesome, man. We really appreciate it. And thank you for coming in and all that. And you're going to be live in 12 minutes. So if we can get a mod to put up a link to his channel, and everybody, we got 200 people still here. Everybody head over to Sundowners.
Channel raid.
And
Yes,
let's do
channel
that.
raid.
All things Game of Thrones tonight. Nikki, thank you for coming in and telling Sundowners what you wanted.
Hey, no freaking problem. Thank you. Thank you.
Ted, major congratulations on 1,000 subscribers.
Thank
That
you
is
so
a
much.
great
Thank
milestone.
you.
We are very proud, man. That's keep rolling, keep doing it. And Risman, you suck. And Nick, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Always good to be here. Always good to be here.
No, thanks, Matt and Nikki for everything that they've done lately, for sure. As we have been unable to do some things, so
Our pleasure.
it has been great. It has been great. So thank you to the chat for being here. We love you guys. We'll be getting out content through the week as always. Probably starting tomorrow. We'll see. Definitely on Monday. So just be looking for that. We'll see you guys on Thursday night for our chill stream. We will be doing some Diablo stuff in the future, I'm sure. So gaming streams are coming. Patreon videos are coming. And all of that. So thank you so much for your support and hanging out with us on Saturday nights. As we always say here, you are Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you. And thanks to Felicity for sending that awesome super chat that I'm about to explain to Nick when this stream ends.
Great shot.
Oh no!
It'll be a behind the scenes exclusive.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Lucky.
Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens.